Jersey Shore GPS is coming up on Saturday. This is the Bennington Show. I'm Ron Bennington. There's Gail Bennington.
Yo.
I'm Ron Bennington. It's been a while, probably almost 24 hours since we've had a sing-along, but the crew here really blew it up for Dead or Alive.
Oh, we've seen a million faces.
And we rocked them all. And by the way, that's not even the most embarrassing line in that song. The thing is, when you're alone, all you do is think, is every human being. But to me, the funniest thing of all, I don't know whether you guys remember the video, because this was another in a long line of rock is exhausting, and you people don't understand it.
The road's hard.
Yeah, the road's hard. Seeger taught us that, Jackson Brown. It goes on and on. But with the cowboy and the steel horse I ride, and they keep showing him in a private plane leaning against the window all exhausted.
Seems easy.
It seems nice. But the thing is, wait, your fucking steel horse is a plane?
Yeah.
It would be better a steel Pegasus, because it's a flying horse that you have now, Bon.
Can I call you Bon?
And yet, like, if you ask them, do you like that song? People are like, oh, it's pretty cheesy. And yet, when it comes on, you're just fucking singing your ass. Look at, this is when Bon Jovi went from the hair being up to down. This was a time where he's like, it's down and sweaty. And, we're Guns N' Roses, too.
Yeah.
They're not the only Guns N' Roses.
He's got, like, Bret Hart hair in this.
Yes. Yes.
Like a wet curls just matted to the face.
It's so tough being on the road. You know, he's got a 6-string on his back. And then he also doesn't know that he's coming back. That's why he's got to rock. But yeah, he has seen a million faces, and he's rocked them all. Bon Jovi.
This was also the theme song to Deadliest Catch.
I did not know that. I don't watch that show.
Really?
Show, yeah.
So they're on a fucking steel fish they ride. At least they have a dangerous job. Yeah. I mean, your big problem when you're a rock star is ODing. No. And that should be something you should be able to handle yourself.
Now, what's the message here? Like the fish are wanted dead or alive?
No, they're wanted alive. The dead's no good.
I think
we pulled up all these dead fish. Are these still good?
No, I'm not eating that. I don't want dead sushi. Vito, did you look into the Alaska thing for Gail?
Yeah, I'm talking to somebody now. She is in from 3 to 3:30. So,
what show she doing?
Looks like she's on creeping.
She's on EW, and I didn't know it was her because they only put the first name on the guest list.
They do not use her given surname, Thunderfuck, which they did not.
Thunderfuck Alaska.
Alaska Thunderfuck. Yeah.
Okay. Thunderfuck sounds more like a first name to me. I wonder why she went with Alaska.
I don't know.
I mean, I get Thunderfuck completely.
Sure.
Brilliant.
Maybe it's cold as ice. I'm not really sure.
On the steel horse she rides, and she wanted. Yes. You people don't understand. You're just fans. Your life is so much better than ours.
Yeah.
Like, while you're sitting there cheering, we're thinking about all the money we just made tonight. We have to catch a private plane and go and make more money and be with more young girls. Anyway, Jersey, Bon Jovi, as big as you can get. He's part of GPS Jersey. Andrew in Canada.
Hey, how's it going?
Very, very good, buddy.
Right on, man. Listen, when I was a kid, going back to the old Bon Jovi thing, Dead or Alive, I thought a 6-string was some kind of gun.
Well, it's the metaphor for a 6-shooter, 6-string. He has a guitar. That's brilliant. You know.
Yeah. But when I was a kid, I legitimately thought that the 6-string was a type of gun. So I asked my parents for Christmas, I was like, can I get a 6-string? And they played with me a little bit. They're like, well, would you like an air guitar instead? I was like, well, I never thought about pursuing a rock career. But anyway.
All right,
I didn't understand how it was like a pneumatic thing. Anyway, thanks.
Thanks, brother. Take care of yourself. Billy the Kid was a song by Billy Joel where he compared himself being a Billy with Billy the Kid. Later he said that wasn't about me. But he fucking even puts like from a town fucking Oyster Bay, Long Island. Come on, dude. It is you.
That's some coincidence.
He goes,
otherwise.
No, it was a bartender I knew.
Some other guy named Billy from my town.
But he has a great awful lyric in there because he uses the term east and west of the Rio Grande, a fucking river that runs east to west. Why would he think north to south of the Rio Grande wouldn't work?
Gotta fit Rio Grande in there somehow.
I don't mind that, but you gotta use the directions properly. He has a way of fucking, fidgeting around shit until it works for him.
This is like that East California situation. Just think about it for a minute.
You could have said West California. Everybody would have loved it. I'm wanted. All right, there's Cajun Jack just put up the Chris Stanley Wanted Dead or Alive poster that made its rounds. Who knows? Maybe that could be a future fucking Christmas shirt.
That's a good look.
All right, Michael wants to help us out here a little bit. Michael in Florida, what do you got, buddy?
Hey, how are you? I just flipped on my radio, and I'd never heard the name Alaska Thunderfuck before.
Mm-hmm.
But I can tell you what it sounds like. In a book called Slaughterhouse-Five by Kurt Vonnegut, there's a character named Montana Wildhack. So they might have gone for something like that.
Well, you're bringing up one of my favorite books, but I never made the connection, and I doubt it. I doubt the connection.
She is wise and well read, so it's possible.
Like I like to say about little babies, she's wise beyond her year, and then we all have a good laugh about it. Oh, no, seriously. Smart baby. Smart. You're supposed to say the babies are smart.
Yeah, don't say.
Never say, God, that's a dumb baby.
Look how dumb she is. She doesn't know nothing. She doesn't know what anything is.
I could take her 10 feet from the house. She wouldn't be able to find her way back. That's how stupid she is. Want it. Dutch, what's up? Dutch in Connecticut.
Hey, buddies. How are y'all?
Good.
I think one of the most cringeworthy lyrics is Bruce Springsteen in Glory Days changing the word fastball to speedball. And
he uses it twice. He could throw that speedball by you. Why wouldn't he just say curveball? You know what I mean? Well, first of all, the line is you can throw that speedball by you, make you look like a fool. No one says you look like a fool because you missed a fastball. Right. But everyone says you look stupid when you missed that fucking hanging curve. But again, I'm sure Bruce has never played baseball.
No.
I mean, he's a rock guy.
Just music.
Very few rock guys play baseball. Only one I could think of played baseball even after became a rock star and not softball. The Eagles used to play softball against people.
Uh-huh.
But George Thorogood and the Delaware Destroyers had their own baseball team.
Interesting.
Really? Yes.
That's fucking great.
And they played well into his 30s. I don't know what he was hoping for. He was just on the Kelly Griffin and Ryan Seacrest show this morning. He's doing an acoustic.
Oh,
I think
nice.
he's back with Rounder Records. But you know who the co-host was on that? Was Channing Tatum's wife. Are you a fan of hers?
Yeah, Jenna Dewan Tatum.
Thank you. That seems like a crazy name, but
She took the last name, huh?
She did.
But she kept her middle last name.
Hyphenated situation.
She's very, very beautiful.
Well, what do you think he's going to do? Marry an animal?
No.
That would make me think he was so clever, though.
But she's a dancer, too. They met on a dance show.
They met on Step Up.
Yeah.
Oh,
thank you. You didn't even watch the show and you know the facts. That's your Woodstock, you dumb cock. Still was I right. I was flipping around today and this thing, first of all, I try to see what everybody's saying about Trump. I like Fox, I like CNN. I like just to see the different spins. So today I went across Morning Joe, Jenny Hutt's fucking hero. He's got a congressman on, and he goes, is Congress going to do anything about saying something nice about Steve Bartman? To me, what they did to that guy is terrible. Anybody would have done that. And this is one of the great sports stories. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Why would Congress say something about a guy who stupidly slapped the fucking ball?
It was 14 fucking years ago.
And, well, they just gave him the ring. So he's back in the news. And we're all the same people who attacked Bartman are now supposed to say he's a lovely man. And I'm sure he is. But he did fucking something stupid. And to say anybody would have went after that ball, no baseball fan would go after their hometown's fucking
that's
player.
like an unwritten rule, right?
It should be written. If it's unwritten, I'd like to write it down and hand it out to people. It's like you don't heckle your own fucking pitcher. You heckle the other pitcher. No one gets mad at you. Well, in Philly, they heckle both.
Right.
But they have to. But this Bartman thing now coming around the full fucking way, it's so annoying to me.
I don't know why they gave him the ring and why bring it back up. I think after they won the fucking World Series, all right, let's never think of Bartman ever again.
Dude, let's do this. After they won the World Series, let's look for the next. Not stop fucking celebrating. Stop it. You won a World Series. Everyone cheered. Now it's a new season. Stop looking backwards. Should try to put together a fucking string of these things. You're wanted, dead or alive. But seriously, I know we're all anti-bullying and all that shit. No one probably should have thrown beer on him. But by the way, who does that hurt? He got hit with some beer when you were leaving the place.
Sticky.
Anyone's ever been to a rock concert had beer spilled on them. But this thing of this is a great sports story. No, it's not. I don't give a fuck if he was the biggest fan in the world. He fucked up. People fucked up. Buckner was a great player. He fucked up. It's followed him throughout his life. This happens. This is the world of sports. We're not giving him a congressional fucking medal now. And what's the big deal about an adult getting a ball? Baller for children to catch.
Yeah, I always think if you grab it, isn't the classy move to hand it to a kid anyway?
I always hand it to Chris Christie.
He needs it.
Yeah, after
he
that
got booed after handing someone a ball. Let's give him a ring and a fucking Congressional Medal of Honor.
He's gone through so much.
People fucking drive me crazy. This country, I don't know. I don't fucking know. Might
Too
be time
wacky.
for all of us to move to Canada.
Christy brought up that he was proud how he handled with the heckler, that he could have just dumped his nachos on him.
I'm proud of him, too.
I guess so. Instead, he just got, like, dad angry in his face.
Good.
Think you're a tough guy? What? All right.
No. I just thought I'd yell something out to make my friends laugh. I really don't know much about... I don't know much about politics. I like the dad angry thing that you said.
Just, like, through your teeth.
Yeah. And then they always like, you're a real creep, you know that? You're a real creep. I'm wanted, baby. Keith, in Wisconsin.
Yes.
Hey, what's up?
Yes. Well, I'm from Kansas. I'm driving through Wisconsin right now.
Great.
But anyway, I was calling about you, that gal that's talking about Alaskan thunderfuck.
Yes.
There's a valley up there in Alaska. It's called Matanuska, and they grow high-grade weeds there. It's called Matanuska thunderfuck.
Guess
there
what?
You go.
Yeah.
Guess what? You're finding yourself in the pretty good prize closet.
Yeah.
My friend.
Well, I've never won anything.
Yes,
Yeah.
well, you're a winner, sir.
You're a winner.
You're a winner, chicken dinner.
Let me tell you, this gal never thought she would have this conversation with a fella like that.
I think he was
let
trying
me
to
tell you a little something about Alaska thunderfuck. Well, this is weird.
I think he was trying to say gal. It just came out gal. Kind of a buffalo gal. Weird day. So Alaska thunderfuck and EW covers that. I guess, when you were into it, nobody was watching.
Yeah.
And now it seems like it's becoming more and more mainstream.
Yes, it is. And it's, the success, RuPaul has kind of brought it to the mainstream, and the show is really great. And so it's cool. I mean, I think there's always positive and negatives to those things.
When it gets bigger?
Yeah, when it gets bigger and you're like, oh, well, maybe the children don't understand the history of it. But
Right.
then, it's awesome that these performers get to make money at what they do. Because it's not just like the winners, and it's not just while they're on the show. They go on and have really big careers and tour, the world and make really great money. So
What do? They sing and dance?
They sing, they dance, they
Little
do
salsa
comedy.
down
It
their
depends.
pants?
Yeah. And they do it dressed as women. So.
That's fun.
It's fun. It's fun for everyone.
Now,
it's like a little something for everyone.
Do you refer to Alaska as he or she?
You could do both because, like, it's not as serious. Drag queens are not. It's not like the transgendered community in the way that they live their life as a woman. Okay. But you could still say she because it's he performs as a woman, and so therefore you really can't go wrong.
That's great.
I usually would say she, but it's not so touchy.
I'm that way.
It's all in good fun.
I'm that way with doctors. I only call them doctor in the office.
Yeah.
Or at the hospital. But other than that, I feel like they've taken their uniform off. And from that point on, it's, hey, Bill.
Yeah.
What's up?
Why not?
You're not a doctor here. Okay? Somebody has a heart attack, you're suddenly a doctor.
Then I'll start to give you the respect again.
I'm not going to be disrespectful, but I'm not going to be more respectful than I would to anyone else. You know what I mean? I don't get it. I hate when you're supposed to call senators and judges, even after they retire. Like, get the fuck out of here.
The judge thing is really ridiculous.
Like, Your Honor?
They ain't judging shit.
Yeah.
What do you mean they ain't judging shit?
If they're retired, they're not judging anything.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
well, they are. Silently.
We're all judging.
Then I should be called Judge, Chris Stanley.
You are kind of judgmental.
Yeah.
Who do you think is the most judgmental person here?
Ooh, that's interesting.
Thank you.
That is a very interesting question.
It would have been easy
because,
in the
like,
old
just
days.
generally, like, unkind.
Yes.
Like where you can't win that person over.
Yeah.
I would say Chris, because I think that you are open to meeting people and you can warm on people and be like, oh, cool, that guy's awesome. But I think that maybe just like, if you step back and just look at like their life, you might be like, why'd you make these decisions? That would be you. But just Chris just being like, I don't know that guy, so I'm not going to feel anything for him. That would be Chris.
Any other show has a guest on and I say, Chris, how did it go? And he always says it sucked. Every single time. I don't know whether he just thinks I want to hear that, which I don't.
Yeah.
But he'll just say it sucked. It was unbearable. Vito, probably least judgmental person.
Yes, he's very, very warm and welcoming too.
Wants to be like her, Vito.
Yeah.
I think I just love everybody, and I just want everybody to be happy.
He's a teddy bear.
No, you want to be loved by everybody.
I want both. I want it both ways.
You are the one who smiles if someone says you did a good job.
But, like, for example, if we, like me, Vito, and Chris and Jen all meet the same person, me and Vito and Jen will be like, oh my God, he was funny. He was great. And then Chris will be like, that guy? Always, 100%, no matter who it was.
What was about him that was so great?
Like, how nice he was and friendly.
It's a fucking sham.
Generally, just friendliness, I suppose.
Didn't walk ahead of you guys?
Let me just say this. He's a cowboy. At the Hard Rock he rides, and he's wanted. Hey ho, hey hi. Hard Rock Johnny.
Yeah.
Bennington.
Johnny.
I cannot say how excited I am for this GPS. Your GPSs are always exceptional, but of course this is like home turf GPS for me.
Tailor-made for you.
I will be down the shore listening to it.
You crabbing away?
I don't know if it'll be crabbing midday, 3 o'clock, heat of the sun. Not good for crabbing.
They'll be pinching, won't they?
No, they don't like the hot sun. Isn't that weird?
That's adorable.
The crabs like it cold and dank.
I'm like a crab then.
Either morning or night.
I did a thing like I had anything to do with it. I watched a program on PBS about the west coast of Ireland. It is, you would swear that no one lives anywhere near there. I wanted to get a hold of Kathleen, but I had taped it, right? Mm-hmm. This fucking, the animals there, the sea life, the whales, the birds.
Wow.
Fucking
cool.
Giant stags fighting with those big giant racks. And I think Kathleen and Bright drove that area.
That's really
the whole time that they were in Ireland for a week, they never even went to Dublin.
Wow, that's really cool. They were just like countryside.
Steel horse, they ride.
Yeah.
They were riding on a steel horse. Want it! So, Johnny, I know your friend Eddie Trunk has stated he is not a Bruce Springsteen fan. Did you guys know that?
I didn't know that.
He's a contrarian. He's not a Bruce fan, and according to him, he said it right to little Steven's face because it just doesn't work for me.
Not feeling it.
Not doing it. Did you know that, Johnny?
I did. You know he's a big fan of?
Bon Jovi fan. But I don't know
when.
Now, you wanted Chris to use that drop, and you brought it up so late. I checked with Chris. He said you've already locked it.
Yeah, it's already locked, scheduled. It's already in there, the entire show.
Damn it. Would have been so perfect.
Yeah, sure.
At least for me. Not for everyone else.
I would do a joke just for you. I don't give a fuck.
Thank you.
Look, none of you people get it, but this guy's laughing hard. I'm a winner. But the Jersey Shore scene has always been great. See, I'm a South Jersey Shore guy, and I don't think any of those bands made it, but there would be rock and roll cover bands every fucking night of the week. Part of my ear damage comes from a Cars tribute band in Wildwood.
Oh my God.
No. It was further up than Wildwood. It was near Barnegat Light. And we went out to this fucking club, and this band was great. And they're doing a Cars tribute when maybe the Cars had out 2 albums. I'm not even making that up.
That's what I was thinking. Like, what year would this be?
Well, that's what they do in Jersey. I mean, they right away start to fucking tribute and cover. Right from fucking jump. And this band was so fucking loud. And I got back to this little fucking cottage we were staying at. It was like my chick at the time, like grandparents or something place. And it just fucking sounded like people had bells in my ears.
Yeah.
And 2 days later, it's still fucking ringing. I'm like, this is from a bar band, you motherfuckers?
Yeah, it's pretty intense. I had that once from a Godsmack show.
That'll do it. Godsmack will do it to you. Chris, you ever get that?
I never stay for a full concert.
Henry Rollins Band.
Oh, yeah. They're loud.
Blew my fucking ears out.
Well, Johnny, Jersey Shore, GPS.
So excited.
I don't know whether you've heard of a little place called Ashbury Park, but seems to play somewhat prominently into this.
A little bit of a shout out.
All right, talk to you later, Johnny.
Later, boys.
Peace, Johnny.
Good. A good time on that steel horse, on the steel crab he rides. Why'd that happen like that, Chris? That never happens.
Strange.
My ears.
Oh, John, Tampa, what's up, buddy?
Hey, guys, good morning.
Hey.
I was a big fan of Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. Just wanted to see that Kid Creole got pushed. That he told him, he said he was close to the edge, and apparently a homeless guy pushed him over the edge.
Well, according to the paper today, and it's really weird because Gail was just hanging the other night with Melly Mel.
Yeah.
It sounded really like a great trip.
Kid Creole said that this guy hit on him, and he had to put a knife into him.
Boy.
Stabbed him because he wouldn't stop coming on to him.
It sounded amazing. I mean, he was in, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, which was legendary to me. Graduated high school in '81, and that was my introduction to rap. It
was everyone's pretty much introduction.
And here now he was doing, handyman and electrician and stuff like that. And hell of a way to go out.
Well, I'm sure there wasn't a lot of money for those guys. You know what I mean? Like, they weren't playing any big venues, and those hits were basically underground hits,
Yeah.
And it's a good profession, I think. I think he was handling bags at the bus station.
All right.
I'll get my own bag. Sure. I like to keep it on my lap. But very, very weird story. Very, very strange.
Yeah.
Weird story. And, one of those things of, you're better off not snapping. I know everybody fucking feels like I want to be heard, you freak out. But even if you punch another human being, they can hit their fucking head. And then, this is the shit that you don't realize when you're 20. And I'm saying that as a guy who's flipped many fucking times. But let's say this with Chris Christie, when he went over and fucking went nose to nose with that guy. What if that guy just gives him a headbutt and he starts fist fighting with him? You know what I mean? There's going to be a huge amount of people say Christie's an asshole. There's going to be a lawsuit. It isn't just the one time calling each other a dick. Years go by and you're involved in this somehow.
What? Right. Which is why I think you've always got to be careful when you're like going to chest up to someone like that. You have to be ready to go the distance.
Yeah, and you shouldn't go the distance once you're past 18 because it's nothing but a fucking hassle. Any assault charge, even, just years of your life, you're fucking dealing with this. Yeah. Vito had that story about the idiot who threw a can at a game. I consider him the Toronto Bartman. And his whole fucking life is ruined. He had a great fucking life, but because of all the press, and he lost his job, and he fucking had to do community service. But it's a fucking nightmare when you lose your shit. Everyone does it in cars too. You got to fucking stop it. Here's John in Pennsylvania. John, what's up, buddy?
Hey there, Ron. I got a spy report.
Spy report.
Hey, looks like Luke Duke, Tom Wolfat, got popped in Connecticut for touching a chick in their pants, and on top of that, he had cocaine on him.
Well, first of all, he touched her in her pants.
In what? Yeah. In her pants?
Stuck his hand down her pants.
He went to grab her vagina.
Like, he's not the president. He's not the fucking president. Yeah. And he was also whacked out on... All right, so basically... He and Grandmaster Flash hit at the same time. The fucking beautiful time in the late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah. So this is an attempt to grab the pussy and then...
Yeah. And then
was he trying to pop the pussy?
Pop that's probably pussy? What it was.
It could have been it.
And he had a small amount of cocaine, a small baggie of cocaine.
Then fucking snort that before you go out, dude. Yeah. Don't be carrying it around for a bump later.
Yeah, what are you going to key bump in the bathroom? Come on.
If you only got a key bump left, you ain't got fucking coke, dude.
Just gum the bag and throw it out.
Thank you. Get rid of it. Then we're done with that. Then we can move on to the next thing. Don't be wandering around with it like it's a fucking regular thing. It's not to people.
It's stupid. It's stupid, Will Pat.
You see when...
Stupider than grabbing that pussy.
Find out what... they put out the thing when Trump was talking to the Mexican president, and what he said about New Hampshire was just fucking hilarious. So somebody is leaking their ass off. Mm-hmm. And this was an old thing where he's going, look, neither one of us should bring up the wall. You know what I mean? Just stop saying it. I'll say we'll work it out. You say you'll work it out, but let's not talk about it. So then... he brings up something about New Hampshire. You got it, Chris?
I have it. All right.
I want you to quote properly.
He labeled New Hampshire a drug-infested den.
New Hampshire?
He says the reason why I won New Hampshire so big is because it's a drug-infested den.
God.
Now, the thing is, he won the primary. He didn't even win the state.
Sure.
And yes, there is a Oxycontin problem in New Hampshire. And Vermont, and New York, and Pennsylvania, and Ohio, and anywhere U.S. citizens want to get high.
And he then said, we have a massive drug problem where kids are becoming addicted to drugs because the drugs are being sold for less money than candy.
I don't know where you're buying your candy, dude. But look, my mom, the biggest lie my mom ever gave to me is the first time it's free, so you can get hooked. And I'm like, Mom, I got news for you. It ain't fucking free.
It's never free.
I'm out hustling constantly. No one's saying, here, have some free drugs so you'll become a customer.
It's a good business model, and yet...
Maybe if I had an ass that tasted like vanilla ice cream. I don't know if it's a business model. Most people don't get fucking hooked first time. Normally it takes years. Then finally, like, wait, why do I have the flu today?
Do I need this?
How come every time after a nice fucking weekend party and I feel like I have the flu? What is my body telling me? I need more drug. So, obviously the people in New Hampshire are fucking pissed off. They don't think of this. This is a beautiful state. Not exactly a drug-infested den, but people do drugs there.
A cheap drug-infested den. Maybe it's just New Hampshire.
Again, I don't think, one of the fucking problems with Oxycontin is how fucking expensive it is. So people go off of it and go cheaper to heroin, which, by the way, isn't fucking cheap. It's not a cheap thing to be a drug addict. And it's time consuming. You've always got to be somewhere, and your motherfucking guy is always late.
Yeah.
Always fucking late.
Yeah.
And the same people that would never wait for a fucking cheeseburger, like, where is this motherfucker? I've been standing here for 2 hours. And then he comes riding up. Like you doesn't have a fucking care in the world.
Yeah.
Got his kids in the car.
He's just
got
drinking
back
a
from
milkshake.
soccer. Yeah, he's drinking a milkshake.
Like, did you stop for that?
Why is your life so relaxing? How come you're not doing your own drugs?
You knew I was waiting here.
They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck.
It's like you don't care about my time.
The quality control in the drug dealing world is terrible. It really is.
I'm on Yelp.
Dude, you're fucking joking, but that might be another one of your great ideas. We set up an Oxy Yelp.
Yeah.
That's good.
Prices, dealer relationships.
Yeah, we'll do that right up until we're killed.
Who gave me that bad review? It's user-based. I don't
It's user-based.
Crowdsourced.
Come on.
Just an aggregation.
Each one of you had the same fucking thing to say. It's adorable.
Yeah.
Now, let me just say this, because I had never thought about this before. But Frank Ocean, this has started a lot of trouble. And it's up over on the iBank, too. He wore a shirt. And Chris, since you refused to put my monitor on, what did his shirt say?
It says, why be racist, sexist, homophobic, or transphobic when you could be, be quiet, be quiet.
Okay. So, and by the way, you just delivered it with such... Are you a poet? Just tell me if you are.
I'm not.
Okay.
You don't know it.
I guess your English is good when you're with Costa Ricans. Now, here's what I'm saying. So, it's a lovely shirt.
Yeah.
And people liked it. People
Sure.
were on the Twitter and they're like, I love this lovely shirt. So they all went out to buy it. Some guy tweeted that out months or a year before. Someone else gave the slogan to a shirt company that makes up shirts. Great news, Frank Ocean's wearing it, so 5,000 people buy that shirt at $20 a pop.
Yeah.
Okay? So now, the guy who originally tweeted it said, that's mine. I should be getting the 5,000s of 20s. And that's where we are right now. I don't know how the copyright of that works. And remember, we were talking about that with jokes before. That apparently one of the Conan writers was just fucking scouring Twitter for some great jokes, which, you know, it must be very helpful when you have to turn in 100 fucking jokes a day.
Yeah, this is like a joke machine that other people are writing for you.
But
like every second.
Now, there's something, in my opinion, different between tweeting something and saying it on stage or in a book, you know what I mean? Who owns that line is what they have to figure out.
Right.
Because you can't be like, you can't, I don't know, can you just tweet Pop-Tarts are gummy good and own that somehow like it's yours? I think the whole case is kind of fascinating.
Now, it's not only, I mean, it's kind of weird to say because it's just black text on white shirt, but was it like the actual image, I wonder? Well, like if he had said that phrase or tweeted that phrase and then that phrase got put on a t-shirt versus this is the exact font and the way I had laid it out.
Well, you don't get a lot of font choices in Twitter, but apparently it is the text. Yeah. This is the text.
The exact thing.
Now, he also wasn't attempting to make money off of this. Somebody else took his thing because I'm not sure. I know you have to copyright visuals as well, right? Like, I don't know whether the Pepe guy that drew it, you know?
Yeah, I think he has no right or claim to it, even though he
created
made
the original image because people took that image and distorted it and put in various other things.
So he doesn't own it.
No, I don't think he does.
He owns the comic that they showed up in, but he hasn't made any money off the Pepe image.
Yeah, but if you can't do that with Mickey Mouse, I can't be like, hey, everybody likes Mickey Mouse, so I made up some shirts. You know what I mean? Like you got to do some kind of work for that. But to go back to your point, this is the exact way this was put out. It wasn't paraphrased. I mean, I guess if you would have paraphrased it, you could say, hey, same thought.
Right.
Or you could have said to the guy, hey, this is... But see, here's what I think happens. They have a T-shirt company that says, we will use some of your ideas, right? And you sign off on it just to see a shirt get made.
Sure.
Right? So, the fucking weird thing is, somebody sent that in. It's not like the T-shirt company found it. somebody sent them this slogan, acting like they came up with it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much everything on the internet. We still haven't figured out how to protect things and make money off things.
Well, in what way?
Well, like protecting your original artistic material, and then how somebody then can make money the same way we used to, where you were in control of what you put out and it only came through this source.
Well, we've always had bootleg, band shirts or stuff like that.
And I guess that's another thing, is we also catch stuff like that faster as well, because you have access to stuff. Like normally, if this was something was said or written to him in some other way, he puts it out. This guy may never know that this thing blew up.
Yeah, the only reason why this blew up is not such because it's a great saying. It's because Frank Ocean wore it. And a lot of people want to wear things, like, I remember my shirt, Frankie Say Relax. And, I mean, it looked
that
just
was
like
you?
it. Yeah. I made a lot of money off that fucking shirt. But I remember, like, when, like, bands didn't even sell their official shirts and people were making so much money bootlegging, then bands were like, we're making our own shirt. And they're like, people get in there and they would say in the concert, oh man, I wish we'd have saw this. We bought it from a guy as we were driving up. So then they started to send people out to fucking smack those guys. And then everyone got mad at the bands. Like, you're being assholes.
Right. Then we enjoy this stuff.
Yeah, we like this shirt. A lot of times bootleggers would make a cooler fucking shirt. I just don't want to see a picture of the fucking band. I want to see Frankie Say Relax. So I don't know. I mean, the way that, we do figure things out is by these lawsuits. And then it becomes kind of, there's precedent to it. But I believe if you use the exact wording of someone, and he has, it's not like you heard somebody say something and then you made the shirt.
Right.
He has a documented time stamp from Twitter when this happened.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably no way that he'll be able to make a case for it, though, right? Because you're putting it out.
No, he is making a case.
But I mean, like, do you think that it has legs?
Yes.
I mean, yeah.
I think it does because it's the exact wording.
Right.
That's the thing that happened. There was no difference in the wording. I think he probably has a very, very good case. He's not going to make $1 million off it. He's not going to make Stanley money. I mean, Stanley's mom blew up.
Can't talk about that.
Really?
You didn't.
I heard she was the one who turned off the steam pipe and made the pressure build up.
What? Did you mention that in the court of law?
Confidentiality agreement signed.
You're a fucking sellout, dude.
He really is. I mean, he used to be different. He used to be cool. So cool.
When?
Less money. Yeah.
Chris is trying to pass around something personal about the mooch. I don't even think I'm going to talk about it, Chris. Why would I be a part of that? If anything, I wouldn't mind if that showed up on Let's Dish. If you want to put it on Let's Dish, yes.
All right, I'll pass that over to our Dish correspondent.
Correspondent? It's her gig. We're her correspondents. Chris in Maryland.
Hey, how are you today?
Good.
My question for you is, I went to a wedding, and I assume it was two biological women getting married, and they were both, it was a military wedding. One woman was dressed as a traditional woman's role with the wedding gown, and the other woman was dressed in a traditional man's role with the suit and the full-on men's attire.
Right.
The groom's party was mostly what I assume were women dressed in male attire. And my confusion becomes, when is a woman, what's the difference between a lesbian, a dyke, and a transgender? When does a dyke become a transgender? I don't know.
Oh, okay. This is a legitimate question.
Well,
I'm just curious how you got invited to this wedding, and it seems like you're confused about the gender
the imaginary wedding.
One of your friends.
Relatives.
Okay.
All right.
So you're close with your family.
So people dress the way they want to dress.
Yeah.
Right?
And then I would guess the big difference would be how that person identifies themselves. Some people just like to dress in a manner. There are plenty of women who are lesbians who also are butch, and you call her she and whatnot.
And there's plenty of women who wear suits, and we don't call them men or transgender. They're just wearing clothes.
Just no matter what their sexual preference. Just people wearing clothes, different kinds of clothes.
But I would suggest you ask them.
Gotcha.
If you're that interested.
I have been in a situation before where I was not sure how someone identified, and I did just hold back for a long time, waiting for someone, to call him. And I was like, I don't want to be the first one to throw out something. And I was like talking to this person's friends, and I wanted to be like, how do you guys know him? But I was like, I'll just wait. Until I hear.
Why don't you say, how do you guys know Nikki? I don't find it all that confusing.
Yeah, I mean, I think usually it can be. I mean, I guess there could be a gray area sometimes, but it sounds like if you're talking about two biological women who both refer to themselves as women and one of them wears a suit, I think we've all figured it out. It's a woman wearing a suit.
Yes. And also, if you went to a gay wedding, you don't go, which one of you is the bride?
Right. Right.
I mean, most gay people I know, when they get married, they dress fairly similar to each other.
Yes. That's pretty often it happens.
So I'm not like, I guess there's not a transgender thing. But I actually think that at a lot of straight weddings I'm like, I wonder if this is a transgender thing. There's a lot of weddings now where the woman outweighs the man. And you don't think, okay, is she now in the masculine role?
How do you guys, I mean, certainly she's the aggressor in the bedroom. We've got that figured out.
There was there's always that thing of what does it take to be a man? And I was like, don't you just have to reach adulthood? Is there really a test you have to do?
In the Big Brother house, there was like during a lot of the times, it was like during the big Josh Mark fight, there was like a lot of I asked you as a man, and you gave me your word as a man. And there was a lot of, as a man, I came to you as a man.
I'm not talking to you like you were a woman where I couldn't trust your word.
It's just like, what the fuck are you guys, why do you guys keep saying it? I mean, like, if he said it once, if one of them said it once, I probably wouldn't think about it. But I'm like, seems like you guys really value the whole man thing.
We do. We overemphasize
as a man.
it.
Yeah, they've been doing that all season, too. Like, it started with Cody saying something about as a man, and then all of a sudden Josh started yelling it out, and then Mark just had that freak out where he was like, as a man, I asked you.
Relax, we were just talking about Big Brother. You do that kind of freak out on the Big Brothers show. Sure, we'll support it. Now, Cody is on the front page of TMZ today. They're very pro Cody, and they said he's won medals. And the way he's being treated in that house is terrible. Because he's an actual hero.
Yeah. And perhaps shouldn't have been called a bad Marine. You're bad at being a Marine.
Paul also started telling people he doesn't even think Cody's a Marine and that he lied about the whole thing.
That's really weird. I wish he would stop doing these weird things.
He's gaslighting him.
He really is.
He said Cody couldn't even remember what rank he is. He's probably lying to all of us. He lied about his age, too.
Wait, turn it back up to the top there. I could decorate the whole house with my military medals. Now, did Cody say that?
It doesn't seem to be in a quote.
Yeah.
But it makes it seem like he did.
I don't think they're not quoting it in the story. They just have it at the top in the headline.
Should be able to do that. They got it in the headline.
I'm in that headline right there. Yesterday, the last night's episode is like him talking to his girl and just being like, this is why I have no friends, no girlfriend, not close with anyone in my family. I'm just like, Jesus, Cody.
He said when he goes to McDonald's with his mom that if she tries to order for him, he goes, Mom, I've killed people. I don't need you to order for me.
Oh, boy.
And he's in the house with people.
I've killed people, and I still want somebody to order for me.
What do I want? I don't know the numbers of all the meals.
Number 2. There's no dollar menu.
Why don't we break here? Right back. Dishes coming up. Bennington.
Bennington. He's had the best-selling cupcake since 2008. What have you accomplished in your life? Raw Dog 99.
Put on your headphones, Jen's got the news. Let's dish to the gossip they're saying on the radio.
Sponsored dish program.
Yes.
We're going to dish with Jen. Let's dish.
Well, the Let's Dish segment is brought to you by Dish. Dish listens when no one else does. Dish tuned into you. To learn more and sign up today, call 1-844-CALL-DISH. Go to dish.com or visit a local retailer near you.
I'm going to do that. I'm just hearing about all the great stuff.
Well, Sean Spicer, they're talking about him. They're talking about him going to be on Dancing with the Stars, season 25.
I'm telling you right now, I've never watched that show once. I will watch. If they look spicy, 100% I'm in.
Well, they actually don't think so. They think that bringing him on the show will make a lot of viewers not watch anymore.
No, they love it. They love because you love any time in those kind of shows. You get a chance to see somebody you don't like not be able to dance well, and it's fucking great.
Just as good.
Yeah. And even when there are people, like, the only people that I ever really remember couldn't dance well, and it's the guy who replaced O'Reilly, was terrible. A terrible dancer.
Tucker Carlson.
Thank you. Tucker was terrible. Jeffrey Ross struggled. Mark Cuban, not the best dancer. I don't remember. People who could normally dance well were in boy bands.
Right.
But if you take a regular guy and put him on that show, no.
No, it does not look easy.
The only thing that's great is they lose 15 pounds the first week before they're voted out. They're like, I tried my best. I don't deny that I tried my best.
I never moved so much.
And then I got caught up when Bruce Willis's daughter was on it. She was a fucking great dancer.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was amazing. And then I saw, I watched it. They said Rumor Phillips, and I was watching it. And then Bruce and Demi were standing next to each other, and they were both all. And I'm like, Rumor is bringing the family back together.
That is so sweet. This is like a rom-com waiting to happen.
Yeah. And so yeah, you can. I know it sounds impossible, but you can get caught up in any dumb show.
100%.
Just watching it a little bit.
But I would, if they get spicy, 100% I'm watching that show.
100%.
There's no way I couldn't.
I hope they get the mooch, too. I hope they get the mooch. I hope they get Flynn. Everybody who's been fired should be dancing.
I feel like Mooch could cut a rug. He looked light enough. He could toss him in the air.
Yeah, he can pull it off. Now, the other side of that, too, is that some people, they start off like they're the best dancer, but you tend to vote for people who have better improvement. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, when you see somebody is really working hard on it.
So you're probably better off not showboating too early, going mid-level.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, that's smart.
And you're looking like, I hope I'm doing this well. And you just do it a little better and better until finally people are like, this fucking guy's unbelievable.
Yeah, to the last episode, and you're like, no, I have the time of my life.
But you get caught up at home.
Oh, my God.
Like, this is his moment. These next 3 moments are his moments in life. But here's the thing that hurts the show bad. They dance these kind of South American dances to really bad modern pop music.
Yeah.
Like, why not? They don't have the balls to play a tango song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You want a samba to a samba appropriate music.
But they're like, well, we really need hip music to do it. So, Spicy, I'm in your corner, and I hope it's well, and I'm sure the president will be watching.
And I hope he starts out with the pachanga.
I hope John Jr. goes in. Don Jr., not John Jr. Okay. We haven't seen him in a while. But his wife, if you go over to the iBang, his wife is doing news the good news on the Trump Facebook page is fucking amazingly great.
I had trust everything that's coming out of that.
You know what? I'm stepping on the dish. I don't want to break it.
Don't break a dish.
You dish.
Well, speaking of the mooch.
Ooh, that segue. I love that segue.
Me too. Because we were speaking of him.
He allegedly was dating a Fox News anchor, Kimberly Guilfoyle, and that they're saying is the reason for his White House
let's
exit.
take a look at Kimberly Guilfoyle.
Really gorgeous.
Now, what time is she on?
I think in the afternoons.
Well, please give us a big position. We won't put this on for us. I can't see if those. Yeah, she looks pretty there.
Oh, she looks like Cody.
And they're saying like the morning that he got fired.
Is she on the 5?
Fox.
Yeah, but I mean, is she on the 5 TV show where they all sit around together?
I think she was her own.
Oh, she had her own thing?
Yeah, I think
well,
so.
First of all, nice job, Mooch.
Yeah, she's a very handsome woman.
She is.
First of all.
She's quite fetching.
She is. She's pretty enough to leave your baby for.
I would. Now, did they say they were canoodling or how?
They said that they knew each other since since Fox, and like they were seen out together in public, like at dinners and stuff around New York City. Their sources were saying.
Yeah, but if people go to dinner together, do we immediately think romance?
A private dinner.
Yes, like sometimes when you and Chris go out and have.
Me and Chris have never went out one-on-one.
Is that right?
No,
that's never.
No, we've never gone out together.
Have you ever gone out with a girl just to have lunch and nothing else?
I think Gail and I have gone out to lunch.
I'm his only gal pal that he's ever had.
Gal pal, or is there allegedly something more?
No, I'm his only gal pal, and it took him a long time to figure out, like, oh, she's a girl, but I could be friends with her, much like you are with a boy. And I'm like, yes, women can be friendly and fun.
Are you sure you two aren't an item?
We're not an item.
We are not part of this dish segment. Thank you very much.
And Guilfoyle's part of the 5.
Thank you. I thought I recognized her.
Okay.
It's a great last name, and I hope she's only Guilfoyle. I think that was actually one of the kids in Dazed and Confused.
Yeah,
I think somebody was a Guilfoyle.
Silicon Valley. Martin Starr's Guilfoyle.
That's who it is.
You should dress like him. Gorgeous eyes.
Yeah.
She's really gorgeous.
Yeah.
But yeah, like they're saying that the morning that he was fired, right before that, right before that, the president had warned him, "Hey, this is about to, come out." The whole
Guilfoyle thing.
Yes, the Guilfoyle was about to come out.
Wait, is that why he's fired?
That's what they're saying.
Zoom in on this. Hold on. Guilfoyle's wearing a very translucent dress here.
She doesn't have a bra.
See, now this is one of those things that you wear that dress at home. Yeah, that would seem opaque, and then those hot flashes come on.
That happened to me.
Yeah.
Montreal, everyone saw my nipples. Then I had the time of my life.
She looks like someone else, and I can't quite place this. You know what? I think I'm going to say it, and it's not a mean thing. It's a nice thing, but she kind of looks like Caitlyn Jenner. I'm just saying they have a similar thing.
Well, the fact that you had to say it's a nice thing, and I don't mean this mean, you know how it was going to be received.
Yeah, but look at right there. If you just quickly turned, you would think that was Caitlyn.
That thing is so far away from me. I couldn't. Everyone looks like Caitlyn Jenner. When I do a Jimmy and Sam show, this whole thing is just blazing. You just get this big, beautiful monitor right next to you. We don't have those capabilities here?
Oh, we do.
I mean the capabilities to hit the on button.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Well, Ben Affleck.
Very serious and fucking stop it like a stick in his spokes.
Well, Ben Affleck, he's dating that SNL producer, Lindsay Shookus.
I didn't know that, but I'm glad to hear it.
She was, they went to a comedy show in L.A. It's called IO West Comedy Club. And Casey Affleck joined them, so I assume it's getting a little more serious.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay, so meeting the fam.
Yeah, meeting the fam next is meeting the kids.
Did Casey bring his Oscar? I have my date right here. You two are together, and then I'm together with my date, Oscar.
And yes, my date gets his own seat. Thank you.
And they said earlier in the day, which I found kind of weird, is Jennifer Garner was with his mom.
It's not weird.
I think it's a little strange.
That's her grandmother of her kids. No, it's not strange. You try to be as friendly as you can.
You think that
break up.
I think
she's like team.
Yeah, I think you start parting ways with her because now a new woman's going to come in, especially as a new woman.
Jen has a lot of rules for
she does, but
the way men and women should interact.
This is the woman raising your grandkids.
Right.
That's an important person in your life. You want to keep them close.
Right.
You don't want to act like I don't want to have lunch with you. I'm like the new woman. You know what I mean? You want to keep everybody close. Because the concern now is the children. Always in any family.
Yeah.
The women look out for the children.
The babies come first.
Yeah.
So you kind of keep the mother closer now that he's dating someone new?
Yes.
No, you
Or
keep
a nice relationship.
You just live like a person thinking there's something bigger than me and my territorialism.
But she like immediately goes, and you use that as leverage against them later on.
That's
okay, I'll take it for my future divorce.
There's plenty of people that break up that are very nice to each other. And they just realize, hey, we're not perfect to be together, but it doesn't mean that we can't have some kind of working relationship.
This must be a rare case because every divorce I've ever heard of is like messy and like,
you know black people. I'm saying, no, I would think anytime that there's kids, that person, that your ex is in your life forever because the kids and then the kids are going to have grandkids and you're not going to want to act like I'm not going to Thanksgiving because she's there.
Right.
You don't want to live that way.
Yeah, I mean, that's why any divorce that does not involve children, it's a hard thing to go through, but it's not, you don't have to continue that relationship. I have friends who they got divorced and they had not yet had kids and they don't see each other. And, once they took care of all the financial issues and here's what happens to the apartment and so forth, they kind of were able to move on with their lives, but they were like, if we had kids, we would never.
Absolutely.
That is the true marriage that you make, that contract, way more than, standing in front of, your family in a white dress.
Right. All that stuff is bullshit. But the kids, and the only way that I would stay away from that is that I would be bringing harm by being there. If I had a personality like yours, Jen. And, but you know what I mean? Like if I knew if I should, because maybe I did something to her in the past that was so bad that I don't want to bring out the worst in her by coming around, Let's suppose that I punched her in the eye once when I was drinking.
Sure.
Or I did something so inappropriate that she could never forgive me for. Then I would stay away. I would think good thoughts about her, but I would stay away because I know that would bring her whatever it would be. Like if I was OJ, I probably wouldn't hang around with the Brown family.
Sure.
Because her sister might be upset every time she saw me.
Yeah.
And just picture me stabbing Nicole.
Right. She may hold a grudge of some nature.
Yeah, that's her fault. She's thin-skinned. Like her sister, she was thin.
Oh, no. Too soon.
Well, first of all, I'll give myself credit. I just invented that this second. If I would have wrote that at home, it would have been a terrible thing to say. So, yeah, I to get back to your initial point, no, I think it's fine.
Okay.
I'd be glad if my ex-wife was talking with my mom. It would be nice if I had kids.
Yeah, that's good. They're all, they're all getting along well.
I hope so.
I
hope for all of them. I hope for those famous rich people. Their life is wonderful.
Jen just thinks that every breakup involves, like, the woman having to take out her earrings.
Yeah.
Like, all right, this is what's happening.
Because they were always on back and forth, him and Jennifer.
You mean but that's because everyone's making up. When they get together and have dinner, it doesn't mean that it's romantic.
They
could just be like, look, I want to live on the West Coast. You want to live on the East Coast. How do we work this out best for the kids? You know?
Interesting.
And he's like, I want to be in Boston like I was, like me and my brother. We both won Oscars for different things.
I'm a Southie. That's just me.
Somebody told me that the Southie neighborhood is very nice now.
Is it really?
Yeah. It's just like completely fucking too expensive for the people that grew up there. Let's dish.
So Taylor Swift, her case against the DJ is finally going to court.
Can't believe this is still going on.
I know.
This is the alleged butt grab. Yeah,
the butt grab DJ, and supposedly it's a hot ticket just to get a seat in the trial. Like the public.
Really?
If I was a fan, I'd want to go.
Yeah.
It's just it's kind of crazy. Like, you're going to be waiting outside just to get a little glimpse of Taylor Swift.
But you do the same thing if you go to a record signing or something. You wait 8 hours.
True.
She signs it. Can we get a picture? You put your hand on her ass and then you leave. Now, what is it that she wants? This guy has been fired. I think he even admitted to it, right? What does she want to happen to him?
I think that what she would want to happen is probably him to never work in radio or anything.
Why?
I feel like
it's
because
a touch of a butt. I mean, I get he's in trouble, but should be in trouble for the rest of his life. I mean, what could she possibly... You can't go to court and say, I don't want this person ever to be able to work again. That's not something that you can request.
It's an official thing is being blackballed.
Well, I think, it's got to be...
That's always an unofficial thing. Yeah. You can't officially be blackballed. It's got to be like, what's going on with Kaepernick right now, where people are going, well, we really don't have a place for him. But the fact is, everyone's like, somebody would take this guy.
Sure.
But you can't say we officially blackball him, even though we haven't. He's not blackballed by the league because he didn't break any rules.
Right.
He didn't do anything that the league says is wrong or against its rules. All right, but let's get back. So, didn't he already admit that he touched her butt?
Yes, he's admitted to it. So,
what are you doing in court? Does she want money?
I'm not sure. I mean, I certainly understand her coming
somebody
out
could be looking it up, whether it's Vito or Chris or whatever.
It looks like a countersuit.
How does it countersuit?
So I think he sued her for like defamation of character, and then she sued him back.
She said that he said that he touched the butt.
What TMZ says is that she has to, David Mueller's lawsuit against Swift and her countersuit.
So what is he suing that but he said he touched her butt. He'd be better off just to shut the fuck up, man.
Yeah.
Just
it seems like maybe that makes it sound like he's milking the situation himself.
Yeah. But he's not working though.
Yeah.
I mean, he must want to make a little bit of paper.
Yeah.
But you can see in the picture that his hand is very low.
Yes, it's very apparent to me. I mean,
we're forced into situations where we all have to put our arms around each other
100%.
and our guests all the time. And it's always a weird, awkward thing.
That's weird because we hadn't embraced like that the whole time we were hanging out.
Well,
so this is not like hey, this is how we hang out.
Well, just imagine there was a party and 4 people were lined up against the wall with their arms around each other. Like, those guys are odd.
They're really weird. And
pictures are dumb.
Yeah. And like, you can see here that maneuver is not...
it's hard for me to see way over there, but he is a guy who has probably done 1 million of these.
Yeah.
And he's way too old for Taylor. You know what I mean? Even if he was young, this would be weird, but he seems like he's way too old to be grabbing a young girl's ass.
Yeah, for these types of shenanigans, 100%.
I mean, Sam Roberts does this, and it's fine.
Oh, yeah.
He's age appropriate.
We all expect it from him.
And look at her, she's even leaned into the chick.
Yeah, she's like one of the, That's the thing. It's very hard for people to understand is like women always have that thing where you're like, I don't want to make a scene about this, but I just want to get the fuck out of here. And
I've heard that, but now they're in court. I mean, the scene is made. The scene is made. But he's actually stretching one of her butt cheeks open.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's not okay. That's taking it too far. Everyone's allowed a light grace.
Did they say
grace?
Did they say who he worked for? What was his radio station?
I'll find out.
Might be under that picture you were just showing.
No, there's no station there.
It's in Denver.
Denver? Good morning, Denver. Playing some Taylor Swift for you right now. Gotta tell you, I grabbed her ass a few weeks ago. And it was wee doggy.
Wee doggy.
KYGO? It looks like
KY.
That's nice to see how they do things over there.
KYGO, go, go, go!
Go, go, go with the KY.
Go Planet's coming up a little later on this afternoon.
Check it out.
Make sure you go with us every single day. KY Go. When you have the KY go around town, you got to keep it locked in here, lock it in, and rip off the knob. Oh, we don't have knobs on radios anymore. Sorry about that, everybody. Wait, but Taylor Swift just handed me a paper. It looks like I'm hitting a chord. What the fuck is this? I'm ruined. God damn it, I'm ruined.
Holy shit.
My poor fucking guy's just, I mean, for one butt grab, years have gone by. He's got to talk about it in court.
Yeah.
Did you put your hand? Yeah, I thought, Your Honor, I thought I just reached down, grab a little bit. I mean, it's an ass. How's it that different from an elbow?
So he was accused first, then he sued them for accusing him falsely, and then the picture came out, so then Taylor Swift sued him back, and now the reason she's sticking with the lawsuit is to, like, stand up for women who have been violated.
Did he drop his lawsuit?
I don't see if it's dropped.
It seems like his suit would be first.
Yeah.
It seems like it's... Can we bring both your suits to the same courtroom?
Yeah. Should kill two birds here.
Shit, I lost this one, but I'm going to go back again this afternoon. I hope they don't have that picture again. There I go. Poor motherfucker.
This was 4 years ago when he...
I know.
4 years.
4 fucking years ago.
Jesus
and
Christ.
It's
Hope
still
it was
being
worth
discussed.
it. Hope that little pinch was worth it.
Yeah. And the weird thing is, she went out to lunch with his mom the other day.
Wow.
Weird.
Yeah.
Just to keep it nice.
Yeah,
and
keep
friendly.
it nice.
Okay.
No reason that the two families shouldn't get along.
It looks like this original suit is going on right now. His fucking...
Stupid. His fucking... You just ended it. You stopped just thinking fucking. His fucking, right?
I mean, it's fucking,
Dish.
So, well, Suge Knight is being...
love him.
He is being indicted for making death threats against the Straight Outta Compton director F. Gary Gray. According to the document, it says that he sent a text to Gray and he threatened to commit a crime that would result in the death and great bodily injury.
Who does he think
Not
is?
in that order
Eastside
either.
Dave?
People don't like to be threatened.
Is he in prison still, Suge Knight, for something?
Yeah.
He ran over that fucking kid. Remember?
Yeah.
He ran over somebody.
Because he was upset about the movie. It was the same
He's
stuff.
upset about the movie, so he fucking ran over somebody.
He does look pretty bad in the movie. Like, he's a pretty big villain. in
Dude,
that
you
movie.
couldn't make him bad enough. He's the fucking scariest fuck that's ever happened and knows nothing about music.
But it's just the Defiant ones painted him in a better picture than Straight Outta Compton did. Because in Straight Outta Compton, the movie, he just, every single line he has, he's a monster. Like from the first time he shows up.
Dude, in the movie, he's punching people in the face. I mean, he's fucking slapped fucking Snoop around. No one has ever shown him in a good light. It's always been a scary gangster who takes these people's money that they got through their talent and keeps it. He just keeps their money.
I have a good idea. You're talented, and I can keep your money.
And then if you say, Shug, I haven't been paid, he'll go like this. Lock the dough. And then you're like, I don't want to get beat up.
No, Shug.
But
there was somebody that he held out the fucking window one time.
Well, I know Eazy-E, he like kidnapped and forced to sign contracts.
Well, then how are you saying he ever came off in a better light somewhere?
No, in the Defiant ones, because they were like, he played football with us sometimes, and that was like one nice thing about him.
That's not nice. Because they had to play football with them. Because he's
Jimmy Iovine just liked playing football with him. I was like, oh, that's better.
Jimmy Iovine was making money off of that record company, but the fucking record company wasn't giving the money to anybody else. They were shugging it. I'm not putting Jimmy Iovine in the same position that his fucking employees were in. It was a whole different thing. All right, let's dish.
Well, Kristen Stewart, she is now dating this really gorgeous model, Stella Maxwell, but she dated Robert Pattinson from Twilight.
Yeah.
And now, like, she had an interview, and she told them that she would. This is exactly what she said. Yeah, totally, definitely. Some people aren't like that. Some people know that they like grilled cheese and they'll eat it every day for the rest of their lives. I want to try everything. If I have grilled cheese once, I'm like, that was cool. What's next? Implying that she can go back to dating men.
Yeah, I would believe that about a lot of people.
I'm in the same boat as her. Grilled cheese, then what? You know what I mean?
Grilled cheese and then like, is there a bacon, lettuce, and tomato? Do we have that? Or you know what? This might sound crazy. What if I just have some soup? It's cold outside. I'm carbon too much. Give me a nice, light Chinese soup. Like a broth.
Broth-based, huh?
But why, when we're talking about this whole why should she even have to defend or define her sexuality?
It comes up a lot, especially, I think, there's like a stigma with young women who are either bisexual or pansexual or whatever you want to call it now, that are like, it's a phase thing and that they can't like move back and forth, or like there's always a thing where it's like, oh, she's gay now. Oh, so she's like, that's the new trend. Yeah. For some reason that happens to women much more than it ever does to guys. Where if a guy is like started to date a man, they'd be like, oh, okay, like this guy felt this way and this is what he wants to do.
But by the way, you know what we call those guys, right? Gay. You know what I mean? So
but that's what I'm saying. It's like
Bowie never kicked his gay thing, even though he found a woman that he fell in love with. But that doesn't mean that he was in love with all women.
Right.
You know what I mean? He was in love with that. It was a man. Most fucking dudes would be like, I don't date black chicks except for Iman.
Mm-hmm.
She's the exception.
Like when Spencer laid out his thing yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of you fall in love with the person, not their gender. For some people, gender is hardcore their thing.
Some people have a gender fetish. It's pretty gross. It's weird. I don't understand you people. Just like obsessed with one type of genitals.
Personally, I can only get turned on by women named Sally. I thought it's a name fetish for that. And she has to just say, I'm Sally over and over and over. It's me, Sally. And then I'm like, this is really turning me on.
Did you like from birth Sally's, or could it be a Sally woman who's changed her name to Sally?
It's a trans Sally?
It's just 2017. It can be confusing.
All right, hold on. Sean wants to help me with something I brought up earlier. Sean, what do you got, buddy?
No, it's Sally.
Oh, Sally. Perfect for me.
No, it was Vanilla Ice who should have held out the window till he signed the contract.
Did hold Vanilla Ice out the window for that. You're going into the pretty good prize.
Yeah, there you go.
Where I will then grope your buttocks as we get our picture taken together.
And give it a nice credit card swipe right up.
Here's, this is funny. I was reading on the iBank today, Sarah from Chicago, the comedy junkie. She wrote up everything. Well, she was at the Apatow thing before ours, and then they locked them in. They were going long, and they were shooting. Yeah. So she wanted to go to Comedy 101. She couldn't. She made it there for the last two people. And she loved it. And she was like, I'm so sorry. I missed everything before. So most of her stuff is about Paperface. And I was cracking up. And she, but then she goes, someone said Paperface, I wish it was a plastic bag over your head. But instead of saying Jonigan, she said someone.
That's a fucking great line.
I don't think she knew his name yet because she wasn't there for the introductions.
That is so funny. It was a hilarious line by Tommy Jonigan.
Someone,
I don't know if it was from the crowd or what.
But it's a great wrap-up of all the Montreal fun. I don't know. I mean, to me, that's the perfect vacation, is to go to Montreal. It's so much fun.
It really is. And the amount of people you just get to see, and just like the shows are great, and it's really overwhelming.
Well, if you're Jen, you only saw Charade all week.
There was a lot of charade.
I was doing bed checks on Jen every night. Make sure she was back in her room. You know where bed checks used to always exist? Football camp.
Oh, yeah?
We might be around at 2 o'clock to check on everybody. Big bed check at 2, maybe 1. Why is it so important to you that I'm in my bed for 1 week while I fucking practice? Then we go back and I go to bed anytime I want. You idiots. Bed check. All right, Dish.
Well, Barbie, the movie coming out, it's been confirmed by the director Althea Jones that Anne Hathaway will be playing the role, not Amy Schumer.
Well, Anne seems a little old for Barbie.
Yeah.
By little, I mean 2 decades. I would make Barbie 21, 22 at the most.
Yeah, I mean, isn't Barbie even supposed to be like 16,
She's
17, 18?
Yeah.
18.
But you don't really want to use somebody that age, do you?
No. But, yeah, I would agree that it's normally thought to be as at least late.
Anne Hathaway is going to be there as Barbie, just like fucking 3 o'clock in the morning having a cocktail. There are worse things I could do. Anyway, it was a little salute. My little own personal salute to Greece. You got any more dish?
Yes, we have 2 more dishes.
Can't wait.
Well, Tara Reid.
Tapas. These are small dishes.
Amuse-bouche. Well, Tara Reid, she's in the sci-fi show Sharknado, and she says that when they have extras on the show, they get treated better than their own cast.
Well, no one treats her well.
That's true.
But my biggest problem is calling that a sci-fi show. I feel like it's an attack on all science fiction. Because there's no science that tornadoes will just erupt out of everywhere and suck up sharks.
And conveniently put them inside of a city.
By the way, she's also saying that she gets paid a little less than the extras do.
Is that for most like TV and movies? Like when they have, someone that's like, a guest, just like for one scene, they get paid more and they get treated better usually? No,
normally if you're a guest on a TV series, you're treated very well, and extras are always treated poorly. That's just, they're extras.
They're not.
They're extra people.
Yes.
There's some extra people we have.
And there's normally big things about, and extras get mad, like, we don't want you bothering George Clooney. And they're like, George Clooney is a dick, but he's working. You know what I mean? And you have to also remember, let's suppose you're Vin Diesel, right? And you have a scene, and it's an action scene. If that scene's fucked up, you have to go all the way back, recreate that. It costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
So people are like, I didn't even get to see Vin Diesel. But you don't, he's at work. You know what I mean? This is fucking a big deal.
Perhaps they would be less bitter if they weren't forced to eat in tears like they were living in the caste system. You eat last, extras. You're garbage to us.
I've never been, that I know of, an extra in the movie, because sometimes you are in New York and you don't even know it. But I've had friends do it, and they've been in the crowd scenes, and they always told me that, like, for 2 days, they had to act like they were cheering, but they can't make noise. And I've seen guys I know just be like, yeah, in movies, going back and forth like that. And they said, one guy said he did it for 2 days, then he jumped the fence and got out of there. You see, he went in, signed in, climbed out of the fence, and left. And I go, why did you even go? He goes like this, still $60.
Yeah, why not? Free money.
No, I could use that for goods and services.
I can't remember. I was watching an old TV show recently, and I saw a scene where there was supposed to be a band performing live, and then everybody was dancing to the band, and it was so apparent that they were dancing in silence for that scene that it was killing me, and it was just like making me think of like Captain Geach and the Shrimp Shack Shooter, where like they were there and they were just like like doing the monkey in the corner, and I'm like, that doesn't go to the music at all. Oh, because they're not listening to that music.
By the way, that's 100% of the time.
Yeah.
Just think of how many dancing things that you've seen.
Right.
And those people were dancing to no music.
Or like a scene in a party or a concert where that person walks up to another person like, hey, did you hear what happened? Like, Chris Stanley's in a fight outside. Like, that is happening in silence. How else would they pick up the sound of that? So everyone else is in the background, like, partying and being like, yeah.
Did you hear what happened? Chris Stanley's money came in and he OD'd 6 hours later.
What?
He just couldn't stop himself from doing drugs.
Chris, don't let that happen.
He was going free drugs.
When do you get that money?
I can't talk about my settlement.
Are we having a party?
I can't talk about my
settlement.
settlement.
You give me the money that you promised. Just cough if you are.
I can't talk about the settlement.
Just cough. You can cough about the settlement.
No, he said that.
There's no
sniff.
coughing about
There's no coughing
about settlement.
But here's the thing, you can talk about it during Dish. This is the place that you can dish on yourself.
No, my lawyer said no, never.
I also heard from my lawyer that I can't talk about a settlement. Jamestown.
Why not?
Some things went bad there with the Indians. I cannot talk about Jamestown settlement.
I understand what you're going through.
Do you, Chris? because mine is as made up as yours.
The confidentiality agreement is not.
This confidentiality.
Disregard it, disrespect it. Sorry, I started to do fucking swimming with sharks scene, and then I'm even bored of it. I want to plug that I'm going to be at, this is brought to you by The Stand, Ron Bennington at The Stand.
No!
Ron will be there tomorrow with this Friday show, Wyatt Cenac.
I'm going to be there with the Friday show tomorrow.
You're going to be meeting, are you going to meet the Friday show beforehand and walk there together?
Just
as he.
At The Stand tomorrow night, Wyatt Cenac, Christian Finnegan, Jim Florentine, Derek Gaines, Sarah Tolmash, and Ron Bennington.
Nice.
Go to thestandnyc.com for tickets.
I'm hosting.
I'll be hosting.
Hi, everybody. You ready to hear Christian Finnegan make some dicks? I know I am. All right, we got one more dish.
Yeah.
Dish.
So there was talks about the James Bond 007 movie, it being a girl as the face.
I like it.
Well,
a lady, special lady.
Well, Halle Berry does not agree with that. She thinks that the role should never be played by a female. She says we can create a new Bond character that's a woman and give her a new name based on that theory. But I don't know if Bond should be a woman.
You gender traitor.
Well, she was a Bond girl.
Yeah, she was
doesn't she know we have women Ghostbusters now? We can have anything. I hope to ruin all of your favorite movies with women. That's actually my dream. My dream.
If we learned anything, nothing matters. Doesn't matter who Spider-Man is. Doesn't matter who James Bond is. You're going to get another one in 2 years. Totally different.
I have a new movie I'd like to pitch. It's called Reservoir Bitches. Hope you like it.
I would actually go and see that movie. If they listen to the same 70s soul.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so there's Halle Berry standing up against this PC culture.
Interesting.
The Let's Dish segment is brought to you by Dish. Dish listens when no one else does. Dish tuned into you. To learn more and sign up today, call 1-844-CALL-DISH. Go to dish.com or visit a local retailer near you.
Dish, it's good stuff.
I'm quite full from that dish.
Hey, also up on the iBang now is a very, very old Unmasked, one of my favorite of all time, me and Bob Newhart.
That's got to be the coolest ever. Was that probably your most surreal Unmasked, like sitting there with Bob Newhart?
Yes, because I watched those shows when I was a kid, and I listened to those albums when I was a little kid, and like to be sitting there with Bob Newhart. And I remember, this is still cringy to this day, but I brought up a scene in a Newhart that he didn't even remember doing. And it was one of my favorite. As when he wanted to watch a basketball game and she was having a party and he wanted a big sandwich and watched a basketball game and nobody was letting him get to his big sandwich. And he was just doing physical comedy, which he never did. Mm-hmm. But he was so funny at it. And he didn't have any recollection. And I think he made a little joke like, well, you were just, finally interested you because of the sandwich. And it was just amazing. It was fucking so cool. And I remember just sitting around backstage with him before and after and feeling like this is nuts. I'm sitting, because it was a comics and they used to have this beautiful backstage area. And he would be telling show business stories. And it was just like heaven for me. And literally it was, well, I'll tell you, Fez's dad flew up just to meet Bob Newhart.
I remember that.
And he had a book that he had years ago that Bob had done. And Fez's dad was nervous in front of Bob Newhart.
That
it was
so
really
sweet.
great. Opie came to that. Jim Norton came to that. People, it was very weird because people were happy for me.
Yeah.
For being with Bob Newhart.
100%. That's awesome.
And it's always still one of the ones that I think that comics should listen to, and they do listen to, because it's 100% about timing. 100% about just holding that thing to the exact right moment where it becomes a a funny joke because you could watch the Newhart show, and if anybody else did that, they'd be considered the straight man of the show.
Yeah.
And he got laughs as the straight man. But I always remember this too. He was pacing before the show. He was like a little nervous to walk out there. And so I walked down the other end of the hall and I started pacing back and forth and matching him.
Yeah.
And it started off like, well, you're a pacer too. And I'm like, yeah, I am. Yeah, I lied. I was just really trying to connect with you back there. Spent as much time as I possibly could. But I'll never forget this because he was telling me and Norton and Opie backstage because, you know, Opie was saying that he has his show and he's the, he's the broadcaster and he has comics in. And Newhart said, and I never heard this before, in the old days of like vaudeville, and it was a team comedy, the straight man got paid more than the clown because he set the pace of the show. And he was the one who had to remember all the time, is this show working? Is it not working? And I'd never heard anybody else say that. I thought it was fascinating.
Yeah. Well, it kind of makes sense too. I mean, I get where the idea comes from is to like juggle those personalities and bring them all together. And
well, look, let me tell you, when I was a kid, hated the fucking straight man. Hated fucking Dickie Smothers, right?
Uh-huh.
I would watch fucking the Smothers Brothers. And for me, this is one of the first big laughs of my life. Remember there was like a Spanish song was like, 1/10 mana.
Yeah.
And it's in Spanish.
Yeah.
And Tommy was singing 1 ton tomato.
Mm-hmm.
I ate a 1 ton tomato. So I'm rolling on the fucking floor. Just like, this is brilliant. I've never seen anything this great in my life. Dickie stops the song and he's like, do you know what? You're ruining this song, but... And I was yelling back at my TV, no, you're ruining the fucking laughs, Dickie. Your brother is the only reason you have a fucking job. And you, instead of fucking helping him with the comedy, you're telling him he's wrong. No one cares about your fucking music, you dumb stand-up bass. What we want is the jokes. I never knew that Dickie was in on it.
That's
ever
hilarious.
when I was a little kid. How dare you scream at that very funny, silly man who's doing everything for you. So, go and listen to that Newhart. It's just great. It really is. It's just absolute. It has nothing to do with me. It's just him and hearing those stories. But he had also, I kind of get into this in the intro, but he had also said how many times that when he's interviewed, they don't let him do his timing.
Really?
Yeah. And because I was a fan, I knew he wasn't pausing or lost in thought. I knew that he was doing the timing.
So you weren't feeling like you needed to fill space, like that he has people.
Just the opposite. I was waiting for the trigger to be pulled.
Right.
And it was fucking thrilling every time. Because we're at comics and there's like 300 people there, right? And they're all hanging. And he would say this thing and then wait a while and then drop the punchline and they would explode. So I'm sitting in his timing. I know what that feels like.
Yeah.
To feel.
That's cool.
I hope this works as well as I think it's going to work. Here it comes.
Yeah.
Bam. It was really, really fun and crazy exciting for a fan of his. Crazy how great those shows are, you know. And even me and my friends, when the shows were on TV, we didn't go out until after that show. You know what I mean? Like, call me after.
Right.
We'd watch Mary Tyler Moore. That I remember one time, me and my friends, we were young, we tripped for the entire Saturday night fucking lineup of those sitcoms.
Yeah.
And we're laughing our ass off. It was literally the Ted Baxter School broadcast thing, where only one person showed up. And he had everybody from the place that had to explain to people, and to me it was the funniest shit in the world. But Newhart's so fucking far ahead of everybody when he broke out. So far ahead of everyone. And I remember he had also like, seen some Broadway shows and was like, couldn't believe how unfunny that the Python thing was.
Really?
You know, yeah, because it's not the Python guys doing it.
Yeah.
But then he goes like this, but Jersey Boys, please. It's everything you want. And it was years later before I saw Jersey Boys, and it was way better than I ever expected. And I was thinking about Newhart the whole time. I was actually in, what is that restaurant that used to be on the Upper East Side where all the writers used to hang out?
Yeah.
What's that?
Elaine's?
Elaine's, yeah.
that's it.
And Newhart came in there one night. It was very fucking cool just to see Newhart walk in the door.
That's awesome.
And he and his best friend was Don Rickles. And the thing used to be that Don was a less dark guy than Bob was. That Bob's off-stage stuff was way meaner. But there was a story about, and Elaine's used to be this, you know, legendary place, you know,
Yeah.
George Plimpton and any writer, Norman Mailer, Hunter Thompson, you name it. All the writers hung out there, and that brought in a bunch of celebrities, rock stars, sports stars. The Yankees used to be in there all the time. And so they're leaving one night. Newhart and him are leaving one night, and there was a homeless guy out front. And he goes, hey, could you help me out at all? And Rickles takes $20 out of his pocket and says, here you go, buy a ranch, right? And the homeless guy goes, can I get some horses too? And they're like, fuck, homeless people in New York really quick. Can I get some horses? How about, here, buy a ranch. Fucking homeless. Rickles was fucking amazing.
Could you imagine the two of them hanging out, like just to be like in a conversation and watch the two of them go back and forth?
Mm-hmm.
It must have been wild.
They also said that, like, they would vacation together with their wives.
Yeah.
And that Newhart was a really nervous flyer, and that fucking Rickles wasn't. He would be napping. You know, there'd be bad turbulence, and he'd be just having a drink, telling a story. And Newhart would be hanging on tight. He's like, what do we care? We go down. We've already done Carson. We've done Sullivan. What do we care? Just didn't have a fucking care in the world.
That's awesome.
Newhart just didn't want to die. Anyway, go over to the iBang for that. It's still... I mean, everyone always asks me what my favorites are, and a lot of them are favorites for different ways, but there's no way. I mean, again, it has to do with when you're a little kid.
Yeah.
And you love somebody, and then you grow up, and they're talking to you conversationally. It's mind-blowing. It's fucking mind-blowing. And all that shit is running through your head. Like, I can remember being in pajamas watching this fucking guy, you know? Having like an imaginary thing, like a little kid, being like, yes, I'll probably go out to lunch with fucking Bob Newhart. I don't know if there's, you know, I mean, he's still the ending of that one TV show where he wakes up in the other, and he talks about that in this, how they came up with the idea and shit. It's still one of the most iconic moments of television of all time.
Yeah. It still gets brought up as like best television moments.
Well, what is your most iconic TV moment, not counting, you know, the shuttle blowing up or the towers going down, but just a entertainment based?
I would say for me would be like being a little kid and the last Carson show. For some reason that like really stands out to me as I can remember everything from that night and the way everyone was hanging on everything, and you know, Bette Midler singing and then
by the way, that
and...
was the next to last.
That was the next to last?
Yes.
I guess it was that whole week of shows I remember watching.
Well, here's the thing. That was the regular last, next to last. That was the regular last show, and the next night was a clip show. Where he was just sitting on a stool, and wasn't nearly as great as what Bette Midler did, but I consider that thing that she did to be the best thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Entertainment-wise, by far. But I don't remember, like, the Beatles going on Sullivan. That would have been, you know. How about for you, Vito?
I really remember just because The Sopranos, when it went black, Me and my mom had no idea if our cable went out. She started freaking the fuck out.
We all did the same thing.
I had to go on message boards for her, find out if other people were experiencing the same thing. She hit me with a wiffle ball bat and blamed me because she thought I recorded something that changed the channel.
That's abuse, son.
I remember that moment very vividly of that happening and me immediately going, oh fuck, she's gonna think I did this. She's gonna think I did this.
Isn't it so funny that some moms can hit you with a wiffle ball bat?
I know.
And you still loves her crazy.
And I love that she's like the most Italian mom reaction to something, and it's about The Sopranos.
I just, one time, I'm down at the beach. We had a little cottage and me and my buddy were staying there. My parents weren't there. I'm still in high school or whatever. And we hooked up with these sisters who were at the other beach. And they came to our house. The younger sister got too drunk. Like, they weren't even that used to partying. And she had to be fucking carried home. So we go to visit them the next day, and I'm walking down the beach, and I see them on the beach. Fucking beautiful Polish girls, right? Gorgeous. They're with their mom, and I'm like, there they are, dude. And we're heading over, and I just see her mom look at her and just fucking punch her twice. And she's still pissed from the night before. And we just turned around and started heading back up the beach. Because we were the ones who filled her with this fucking fun poison. And then the older sister said, no, you could have came over. She's not going to blame you guys. I go, I didn't know. I wish I would have known. You look fucking incredible.
Punch her own daughter in the face, so.
Let's go to Jen.
Can it be talk show?
Anything you want, yeah.
Because I remember with the Oprah Winfrey show, when my grandma used to watch a lot, and like Maya Angelou came on, and she just started hysterically crying, and I don't know,
Oprah or Maya was crying?
Oprah.
And it was Maya going like this, awake, awake, small little bird standing up to men. What?
She was just so calm the whole time and just like...
People love Maya Angelou.
Yeah.
And Oprah just wanted to be Maya Angelou. I remember more of Tom Cruise taking a shit on her couch. By the way, that never was as bad as people remember. It was never as nutty as people remember.
Pretty nutty, though.
I'm telling you, if you want to see who's nutty, Oprah's just going as crazy next to him. And then she sold him out a fucking week later.
Yeah, she definitely was going as crazy.
And the audience was going crazy.
By the way, I was thinking a bit about that moment last night, because I was thinking that Cody kind of reminds me of like an evil Tom Cruise.
All right.
He's kind of like a bad Tom Cruise.
I always thought evil Tom Cruise was Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
This is going to get weird. Stanley's next.
I remember all the parents, my parents and like my teachers and every adult I knew as a kid freaked out over or the lead up to Seinfeld's last show. And then actually watching it and then them being kind of disappointed in it. But I was like 11 or 12 years old at the time.
Can I tell you? It was disappointing. Yeah. It was not a good last show.
But just like there was like a hysteria. Like I thought they talked about for the the week or two leading up to it, like Seinfeld's over.
It was probably the last time somebody, Sopranos, he's right.
Yeah.
But Seinfeld was bigger than Sopranos ever was because it was on regular TV. But they are bringing TRL back. And that, to me, when I got to New York, even though there wasn't, I used to just love kids filling the streets and screaming. I think it's so much cooler than anything that happens in Times Square now. I don't know whether they can get that same excitement back, but it could be very good for Sirius, for the hip hop stations and the pop stations to get that back because they could just walk over here. But when Britney would do the show or Backstreet Boys, I'm not making these numbers up, 1 million fucking kids would be out in the street.
Yeah, it would be crazy.
And I would be walking by. I would just walk down sometimes before our show just to see. And I would say to people, I go, this must have been what it felt like to be an adult when Beatlemania was going on.
Yeah.
They're like, why? Why do they give a shit about any of this?
I literally had to walk through it every day on my way home from school. It was always just like, who's up there? Oh, all right, that's cool.
I went once.
I'll see there like, let's stop for a minute, watch like Blink 182 shake their ass in the window.
Sometimes there would be some
food.
cool people there,
Yeah.
like occasionally there would be somebody, I remember Tarantino doing the show.
And then at night in that studio, they'd put Tom Green in, and he'd do it live, like at midnight.
Yeah. But that's different from what we're talking about. We're talking about Flathead wrote me. Fun racial joke. But, you know, that thing of there's no center these days like there used to be. You know what I mean? And I think kids will love if it works out. I never know why they canceled the show. I would just left it on. It was Saturday Night Live. Go through some rough years if you need to. It'll catch back up. You know, I'm sure like One Direction would have drawn big.
Of course,
or all the American Idol stars and shit like that showing up and letting the young kids see them.
What was about the year that they stopped doing it?
I think the
When they were they just stopped doing music. So they're like, why are we promoting?
Right. But even then, like, I guess when I was in high school, it was like when they were like moving towards more of the other kind of programming, but they still had a couple of those left. You know, like you still had like a couple of like 120 minutes or whatever that show was.
Oh yeah, it was like on in the morning.
All those channels got rid of those like studio audience, like bring in music videos, like 106 and Park stopped. Like it was.
Well, you started to be able to get it on YouTube.
Right.
When YouTube got big, you know, those people just went, what are we supposed to do? They're just, all of them, most kids sat through videos to watch their favorite video.
Right.
And now you can just watch your video over and over. Just hitting it.
Yeah. And then when like MTV2 started and it was like, no, like we really will play all music videos on
No one
this.
cares.
And then, I mean, I loved it. Because that exact thing is like, it was like the place to see all the music videos you wanted to see. That was like the whole point of TRL. It's like, cool, like, I requested it and now I get to see my video.
I got my total request and it's live.
It's live.
I thought always the great thing is somebody would come walking in there and do something stupid.
Right.
You know, but Carson was like 40, but you know what I mean? Like they aged out and they didn't have anybody new.
Yeah.
You know? But they used to do those, they would have the MTV party. Too, on New Year's Eve.
Oh, yeah.
And then they did their big act would cover a song, remember, at midnight. And then they stopped doing that. You gotta have a tradition.
Yeah, they would do like, we'll do like party like it's 1999 when the ball drops.
Who do you think, if you're a 14, 15-year-old kid, who is the star to you now musically? Or do any of us even know anymore?
I think it's probably gotta be Bieber still, right? Because
I think he's aged out.
I think Taylor Swift.
I think she's aged out. If you're younger, I can't imagine. I don't think like that kind of pop star should last more than 3 years. Like the high school age has to switch by, or the middle school age has to switch by.
Ed Sheeran?
Maybe it is Ed Sheeran right now.
It seems like he might about to be age out though.
Or is he with the moms? Is he with the moms and not the little kids?
Yeah, but I have a little cousin who really likes him, so it's possible Ange really likes.
This show is going to be perfect for her.
Yeah.
She's the perfect age.
She is, yeah.
She's like 11 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. This will be her show. If they were smart, they would aim that show directly at that kid. Because I remember like when she was like, I love One Direction. One Direction sucks. But she was like 8 or 9. You're like, you get that One Direction shirt? Oh. They're terrible.
Over that shit.
I like No Direction right now. But yeah, that's the age. You want to age little girls right up to like 14.
Yeah.
You're not even aiming.
Well, that's when like MTV was like my favorite thing in the world. Was up until about 15, 16. By the time I was 15, 16 years old, I was not interested in MTV. But when I was in middle school, that's all I watched. Elementary school up to middle school is all I watched. My favorite shit was to watch MTV. 100%.
Well, you know, even when they run the 80s channel here, it's more of those videos that ran than the hit radio songs.
Yeah.
You know?
And MTV was kind of interesting because it had, like, its own hits because they had great videos. Like, I don't know if it always was, like, radio hits, but there would be hits that would be, like, an MTV song that got really popular and they would play it all the time. Because the video was so great and people liked it.
Well, I think they started to like the people more than the songs, right?
Yeah.
So it was the first time, like Huey Lewis, instead of having a hit record, would have 5 or 6 off the album. You know what I mean? And it happened across the board like that.
Yeah.
If you hit with them and you were one of their artists, they would give you more hits than you would have ever had releasing radio hits. And it might have even hurt them in the long run. You know what I mean? Because they weren't playing the best, like maybe they should have played one Janet Jackson or even two, but never 7 Janet Jackson off the same record.
Right.
And it kind of started with Michael, and maybe at the same time Duran Duran.
Yeah.
But all that shit was programmed as TV rather than radio.
Right.
And that's why the radio people used to get fucking furious, you know? But, Radio Gaga, Radio Goo Goo. You
need us.
Radio, we still love you. I think the great Fred Mercury put it best. We used to call him Merc.
That's pretty cool.
If you know him. Merc.
TRL ended its original run in 2008, which I thought was way late. I figured it would have been done like 2003 or something.
It felt like it was done.
Yeah.
Around that time. But I remember when they closed it, I was going, "Oh, that's a mistake, man."
Yeah.
It's going to be hosted by YouTube stars now too.
Well, what they're going to do is they've got like 5 or 6 rotating, and I guarantee you they're just going to wait till somebody that the kids decide.
Right, emerges
the
as
one.
the star of. Yeah. I wish that they would just bring back MTV VJ Jesse.
Oh, Jesse.
Jesse Camp.
Jesse Camp.
Remember he was like the people's VJ?
Yeah.
Like that was the thing, is like they did a competition to like who could be a VJ. And the people chose Jesse Camp. Tribe and smoking, you're getting fucking Jesse Camp.
Fucking train wreck.
I'm sure Paulie Shore was thinking, isn't that me?
Yeah, he's like, this is bullshit. Jesse Camp hits his head. He's like, I'm the weasel.
See if you can find a Jesse Camp now picture. I would love to know. Because he's got to be about 40 now, right?
Yeah, definitely. He's got to be about that.
This looks like a more current picture.
Wow, similar.
Similar, but
pretty similar.
Sadder.
Younger Jesse Camp.
That was Jesse back in the day.
Yeah.
That was Jesse.
My hair is crazy.
He's crazy. Oh, crazy Jesse Camp.
Kind of looks like Anton Newcomb.
Well, that's cool. That's pretty
They
cool.
just have Anton Newcomb fucking host the show. Break. Back. Bennington.
Welcome back to Bennington.
Okay, thanks.
Annie Letterman's in the studio.
Yay!
Hi. I can't wait for you to even say my name. I'm so excited.
Annie's performing at Crackers Comedy Club in Grand Ripples, Indianapolis, September 14th through the 17th. Go to crackerscomedy.com for tickets.
Yeah, go tomorrow because they'll have me on the website then maybe.
And on Instagram, follow her at Annie Letterman.
Yeah, bitches, with a D.
What's happening? It's good to see
Well,
you.
I just charged them out. I have no respect for authority, and I came in and I had to take a piss, and the guy was cleaning the women's room.
Yeah.
And I just leapt over his thing. I was like,
I do this once a day.
Yeah, you can
I
watch
usually
me
go
be.
like, this is okay. I'm fine with this if you're fine with this. He doesn't seem that fine
I
with it,
don't
but-
understand why they're not cleaning the bathrooms at night rather than right smack in the middle of a work day.
Right.
Yeah,
and like
it's,
for
and
us,
it's radio. It's like
Yes.
you have to pee before radio.
there's a
Yes.
very specific pee time that we have. Like we
Pee
cannot.
time. Shouldn't there be a song for it? Pee time.
You know what's funny is we don't even have a celebrity pee place here. So
No.
if you're a big celebrity, let's say if you're a Miss
It's so weird you're
Roseanne Barr,
saying if.
yeah, an Annie
We're all
Letterman.
sitting here.
Yes.
Yes, big star.
I was shut out once for Adele.
Oh, that's
Adele,
Adele doesn't want
her
anybody to see her
people,
poop.
her people said, yeah, she's in there, and it would be, and I was like, yes, please. I have no problem with
Yeah,
Adele.
Adele should have her own. Should have the whole
Yeah.
row of stalls.
She did.
You can have whatever you want. Adele.
With guy celebrities, it's interesting. Some will pee in a stall, and some will just pee in the urinal with the other guys.
Well, I think it probably depends on what they're packing, right?
Well,
What kind of rumors they want to start.
That is, it's always in the back of my mind. Are you ashamed of your cock?
Right.
Or do you want to get out there and
It's like,
pee with
are
the
you
boys?
afraid of the dark?
Yeah.
Nickelodeon show.
New
Are
show
you
for
ashamed of your
kids.
cock?
Actually, that would be a good show, and I'm gonna pitch it with you in mind. So let's find out if he's ashamed of his cock.
When Annie's done with
cock
that,
shame.
will be.
I would love to cock shame. The amount of pussy shaming they've put on all of us.
But Chris, who's the big? I'm going to ask Chris and Vito because you are inches away from a star sometimes when you pee here.
Yeah.
Biggest star.
How many inches away are you? Is what he's asking.
Jeff Bridges.
That's fantastic. Being next to Jeff Bridges.
It was
and
crazy.
in the urinal?
In the
yes.
urinal, yes.
In the
He was
urinal.
Urinal.
He is not
Right.
ashamed of his cock.
No.
Yeah.
No, he likes it.
So you were in like the trough or the thing next to
the
it.
four stall urinal.
So we have a urinal and then another urinal, We have 4 urinals and then there's stalls across.
I like how your accent kind of makes us claim it. Urinal. It's not mine.
Vito, what about for you?
Smokey Robinson was singing while he peed.
That's a great one. What was he singing?
It was like a hum.
Peeing just makes me feel so good.
Was his piss like kind of to tune?
I would love that.
And he was wearing like a beautiful velour suit.
I'm gonna. First of all, I'm impressed that you guys have picked real stars, and mine is, I think, maybe beats both, but if not, it's right in line. Mr. Quincy Jones.
Wow, yeah.
He produced everybody from Frank Sinatra to Michael Jackson's Thriller album, "Comfortable to Pee with."
For
the Voice.
sure, slapping his big black dick around. Come on. That dick's done a lot of things.
Yes.
So these are all people who are comfortable enough to do it.
I was in a bathroom with Serena Williams once.
Oh, that's really cool.
I went to a party and I can't tell the full story because I'll get sued, but I went to a party years ago. I was like 21. So it was like 4 years ago, and everyone's laughing. Funny. What a fine joke. But I went to a party in LA. I was living in Santa Fe, New Mexico. I convinced my dad to buy me a plane ticket to go to a party. And it was my friend's 30th birthday party, and he and his other friend are producers or whatever, and I was like, I can't wait to see who the celebrity is going to be. The first one I saw was Tech from Real World. Do you remember him?
Yes, I do. 100%.
He was always naked. No dick shame on that guy.
Yes.
And then it was an 80s prom party, so everyone was dressed, in there, and I see these giant black women dancing in jumpsuits from the 80s, just fully sweating from head to toe. And I was like, that looks like the Williams sisters, and sure enough it was.
Wow. That's a big one.
It was very exciting, and then we had fun in a hotel room, but I won't talk about it.
You don't want to bring up Blow?
The movie? Yeah, we watched the movie all night. But it was fun. It's a good story. I'll tell you afterwards.
I'll tell tomorrow on the show. No, we're always AA about that. Anything that you tell us off the air, all you got to say is this is not for public consumption.
Yeah. I mean, I like how you just caught yourself having the best joke ever. No, but seriously. I'm just ready I want to sue some people for defamation. Let's do this shit.
Well, there is some stuff going on. You can sue people very easily and fast now.
So excited.
Well, comics always badmouth. Comics are almost like rappers the way they badmouth each other, right?
Yeah.
What's badmouth somebody?
Well, I don't have a bad mouth. I have a Sam Shepard story. You want to hear my Sam Shepard story?
I love Sam Shepard.
Okay. So I don't want to write it until his death is gone for a while because I don't want to be taking his death away from him, but I wanted to write something about it. So I used to live in Santa Fe, New Mexico. I was a bartender and a drunk. Thank you. I'm double fisting coffee cups filled with ice water, guys. I look so AA. What a recovering alcoholic I look like right now. And I am. But so, bartending, still drinking at this point. I'm 22. I've already had my big run-in with the Williams sisters. But Sam Shepard had a house in Pecos, and he was shooting some movies. I think the movie Brothers with, Jake Gyllenhaal and whatever the other one. Tobey Maguire. And, so he would come into the bar all the time and sit and hang out. And at that point, I was best friends with a girl who was boy-looking lesbian. And maybe she was fingering me too, but whatever, we're friends. And so that's just backstory that will come back into play. So I'm bartending. I get off my shift. Sam and I are hanging out, having a chat. I'm 23. I remember I was 23 because at this point I thought 23 was old. And I remember saying to him, Sam, I thought I was going to live an extraordinary life. I just feel like I'm this loser bartender waitress, just drunk in Santa Fe. And I was I want to do comedy. I want to do all these things. And he's like, you are extraordinary. I see you around here. You are living an extraordinary life. No one is like you. He's like, you're gay, right? And Sam Shepard, I am not gay. Thank you. And he's like, you're gay, right? And I was like, no, but that's so funny. And then I was going to make shirts that said Sam Shepard thinks I'm gay. And he was like, I want 10%. And then, but we were talking more and I was like, I know, we were talking about him working with Bob Dylan and stuff. And I was like, what's Bob Dylan like? And he's like, he's great. And he was saying in his raspy voice, he's like, yeah, he's great. And then he starts laughing and he goes, no. He goes, Bob Dylan is a dick. And he's just cracking himself up. He's like, he's a fucking dick. And we laughed. We had a good time. I told him I want to do comedy. He's like, you got to do it. I told him I want to do improv. He's like, that's so scary to me, the idea of improv. Like, we just had this long, amazing chat. I was like, I want to move to New York. I want to do comedy. And I would see him around. We'd have like partying or whatever. And, I remember there was like this younger girl who was like, go tell that girl something about me. I was like, you want me to wingman you? I'm like, I guess I got to tell her The Notebook. She doesn't know your old ass, dude. You're like 20. Like, she doesn't know the fuck you are. The dad in The Notebook. Like, but it was fun. We just had this great time. It was this epic summer. And then, year later, I'm working at Life Cafe in New York on 10th and B, RIP, no longer with us. It went out of business on 9/11 because the owner's a bitch. But anyway. So he walks by. I'm like setting up. I've just started doing open mics. I'm living in New York. I've quit drinking. I'm setting up my, the outdoor patio. He walks by with his family, Sam Shepard. I go, Sam. It's been like maybe a year, 2 years. Sam. I go, Sam. Oh my God. Cause he's coming towards me. I go, Sam, I did it. I moved to New York. I'm doing comedy. I did it. And he just goes, was this a jazz club? No memory of me. Or like not interested in even revisiting it. It was just like the most humbling, hilarious moment of my life. I mean, I was like, I'm extraordinary. And he's just like, you're a waitress. Shut up, bitch.
That is fantastic.
That's so awesome.
Yeah,
Man, that's
great.
the coolest.
But it was like, you know, you think about it, and I think about it now as like a super celebrity that everyone wants a piece of. No, but you do think about it, it's like, these people are celebrities, right? And they meet people like, that are like talking to them at a bar every night of their fucking lives.
Yeah.
And to me, it was like this crazy bonding experience where he was giving me this like legit advice on like, what he'd seen in me, the drunk waitress, you know?
Sure.
And it's like, he's just having fun. He's
That
just
is crazy
enjoying
to
his
think.
night.
He could not go to a bar ever without, like, anytime somebody of that level of talent and just being that legendary goes out, there is someone sitting there going, this is my chance. I can't fuck it up. I got to tell this person what he means to me, or like ask this person this thing I've always wanted to know. It's like anytime you just want to sit and be a person, and then, someone's like, hey, I know this is kind of heavy to bring up.
And they don't want to be terrible people. Like, they're nice people, you know, it's like not all of them, but I guess, like, I was hanging out in Montreal with Jeff Ross. I forget how famous he is, you know, because he's so like chill and accessible and fun. And we're just like sitting there like eating the shitty bagels that, did you have the shittiest sandwich bagels ever?
Like,
I mean,
maybe
do you guys want us to work with you? I mean, it's like two competing networks are trying to like fight for us, and they're both giving us stale options of bagels at 4 a.m. It's like, someone give us a fucking, some steak and eggs or a fucking lobster roll or something, like. But anyway, so we're eating these shitty bagels, and it's just a late night. And I don't know if Jeff drinks or what, but where he was at in his night, but it was like just sitting on this stairway and just people coming up to him, and you see them like prepping themselves, like, like they've just been waiting to talk to him, and they like come over, and it's just like, dude, do you think right now is the time? You think right now is the time? He's sitting on a stairway eating like the fucking worst bagel he's ever had in his life to come up, and he's so nice, but it's like, you want an autograph at 4 a.m. It's like these people have just been waiting. It's like, I gotta take this shot. Well, like, what do they think's going to happen? Like, I'm going to take you on the road. Let's do this.
I see something in you.
I've been always looking for a partner. Now I found you
now
here.
I have it.
Oh,
in the morning
I needed someone that had the balls to just sort of pace in the corner for 10 minutes and then come over and stumble over their words. I was thinking, like, I don't, you know, like, I'm obviously not of that caliber or anything, but it's like, I remember, once being on the road with Norton, and I never really like would like hook up with the audience or anything. But I was like, we were on the road, and it was like Buffalo, it was snowing, and I was like a little horny. I was like, maybe there was like a line of people to meet us. And, you know, my line was a lot shorter, but, and all dudes. But, so like this one guy was like kind of hot, and he was like approaching, and then I started to see him like his panic when he was coming to meet me, and I was like, oh, this is never gonna happen. He bumps into like the host stand, first of all, and I'm like, you're out. And then he comes up and he goes, I watch your website, and I was like, all right, bye. Later. Have a little confidence. And I never had sex with an audience member.
Never.
I've had couples like hit me up, which that's always interesting, but I never want to break that boundary, because I do talk dirty on stage and stuff, and I don't want people, it's not for like, I don't know, I just think it's different. I think it's weird when people take pictures, I get my ass grabbed, like it's already like the boundaries are already very loose, and I don't I wouldn't want to like hook up with someone. Also, they can just talk about you. They could write a blog about you. They could do something. It's just like not.
Well, remember those football players that they nailed some chicks and then the chicks took pictures of them where they were sleeping.
Oh, yeah.
And
It's
put
like
it
a
right on their
common thing.
Instagram. And it was the night of the Super Bowl. And there's the dude, he's just piled out.
And then just some pictures was like, hey.
It's just like scary. I'm not like
that's
saying
hilarious.
I'm Bieber or anything,
Yeah.
but it's like, it's just also, it's just like a privacy thing and, you just don't, it just seems risky, but I'm not like, whatever. I just think it's different, like dude comics, it's like a different power dynamic too. It's not as attractive if someone's coming up and like, like I think for guys are like, hell yeah, bitch. Hey, yes, I'm a god or whatever.
No,
me, I'm like, I need you to dominate me, motherfucker. You're not gonna be able to do that.
You've had your ass grabbed though during
pictures. Yeah, I don't like to take selfies with people. It's too squishy.
We were just talking about this with this lawsuit going on right now with the DJ who
grabbed Taylor Swift's
ass. Yeah. And that was 4 years ago, and the court case is still going on.
Jeez.
But I didn't know that it happened that much.
Yeah,
but,
I didn't really hear too much about it. I don't know the details or anything.
Yeah. Well, she was, a much bigger star than this guy. Put the picture and you could just see.
Yeah.
He's much older.
So I guess she didn't say something at the moment, but later she made a comment like that was inappropriate what had happened. Then he fired
he's suing
back.
her for defamation?
He did at first, and now she's countersuing because she's like, no, you really fucking did. And you can see the height of the hand there.
Yeah, he's
and
touching
the
her
face,
ass.
Yeah.
and the face that he's making. That's an ass grab if I've ever
Or
seen
he's
it.
trying to make it look like he's grabbing her ass.
And her face looks kind of
strained.
Yeah.
He's
like,
touching her ass.
Like, but this isn't your uncle. You should have said something. You know what I mean? This isn't.
No,
Yeah,
well,
but
no.
girls don't do it. That's
It's,
what I'm
you're in
saying.
shock. I've had some terrible things happen to me, and it's not you. It's a different situation.
I had
You're
it
uncomfortable.
happen to me-
You feel bad. You don't know what to do. You blame yourself. I mean, on larger scales than this, obviously, but it's like that's. Yeah.
I had it happen as a waitress.
It's not on the girl. It's not on the girl to do fucking shit. It's on the guy to not grab some fucking girl's ass.
All right, but once it happens, right? Let's have a new rule. What do we do now?
But
if
why-
a girl's being grabbed,
It can't be a rule. It can't be a rule. You don't know her past history, what's happened to her, if
Taylor?
she's traumatized. Yeah, you don't know if she's been raped or assaulted or something, and that's triggering something. She's going silent. I mean, I had a teacher sit on my back of my leg and jerk off on my leg. I said nothing. I took him to court and everything, but I was in fucking shock. When people hear the story, why didn't you do anything? Suck my dick. Get the fuck away from me. It's not, I'm a kid or whatever. It doesn't matter. You don't know what she's gone through.
How old were you?
I was 16.
You were 16 and he just jerked off on your leg?
Yeah, I mean, even your tone is annoying, but it's like, he was my art
offended
teacher.
you with that by asking
No,
the
it's
question.
just, no, you're fine.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, it's just like there's just a lot always these conversations where it's like, well, why didn't the guy just not do the fucking thing?
But why isn't that something to express? Why is it to suddenly take that thing of this girl's in this thing? Why can't we just say, as a society, here's the way?
Yeah, we would like it. Yeah, I would, that would be great. Like in a perfect world that everyone is like comfortable to speak up as soon as things happen and say what happened. But that's not the society we live in. And women are not held up on chairs and mazel tov while they do it. I mean, they're dragged through the mud and questioned and it's not a good situation.
Right.
I mean, I had to go to court when I was 16, called a liar by every other person in my life. I mean, it was crazy. And I am a very strong-willed person, and it was more important to me to try to stop the behavior from happening to other people than to worry about that. But it sucked. It was terrible. You know, my parents were there. I mean, it's the worst thing in the world. So it's like, I understand when women don't want to come forward with things, and I know that this is a smaller scale of things, but it looks like the guy's grabbing her ass and smiling about
100%.
Maybe he was hovering, who knows, you know, but it's like, but to say things at the time, it's just it's very uncomfortable. It's scary to accuse people. Like, I know for myself, like the thing that happened, my teacher, he was my art teacher, wanted to draw me nude. And, I didn't want him to, but I felt like if I even said no to that was accusing him of something. And that was a man of power. It's a different situation and everything. But it's like, I didn't even want to say the original no of the thing I didn't want to do because I was afraid of that.
Right. And like there is a thing, let's say me, Vito, Chris, we have no idea what it's like to be like this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all agreed to that, right?
Sure, yeah.
So now that it's out there, why can't there be more of a standard to say...
Yeah, I mean, I think
I don't know
we
if
do
anybody
push for women to be more outspoken about it, but there is history and reasons that women don't do it. And there is certainly in the moment, for whatever reason, depending on exactly what that person is experiencing and their personality, why it's terrifying. But usually it's because of some sort of a slut shaming or like, you know, there's like a lot of issues, or you're just like, you're making waves. For some reason, immediately, like always the first thing is like, well, you could ruin that guy's life is always the first thing that gets said. Like, you better be sure that that person touched you or he was inappropriate. You could ruin his life. For some reason is always the first thing that comes up.
It's always about the man, and it's always about like even kind of what you're saying, which is not what your intention is at all, but it's like, well, women should come forward. It's like men should stop the fucking behavior. Right. It's like, stop. I mean, number one, it's like there was this whole thing tweeted. So I can't remember who tweeted it, but it was like, we need to teach girls to say no firmly. It's like, okay. We need to teach guys to not take things that aren't theirs and to not, why our entire society is about tricking women into fucking you. It's like, instead of being more fuckable men, like just be better, more fuckable men, want to be with women who want to be with you. I think about blue balls, how that was like such like a starter, like it was such a starter drug to all of these sort of like larger things that happened. Like so many men pressuring me like when I was younger into things that I didn't want to do or making me feel guilty if I just said no. Like, it's not like you say no all the time and then people are like, great, good day, ma'am, we appreciate your strength. You know what I mean? It's not that. I don't want to ever say always, but you know, in a lot of circumstances I was in, it was never like the end of a conversation. And I do feel like there's kind of this thing that I've been dealing with. It's so crazy this is all coming up, but I've been dealing with like with a lot of my male friends where it's like, I had a friend say his biggest fear is being falsely accused of rape. And I'm like, I've been raped. Like, I'm not even afraid of being raped anymore. Like, that's not even a fear of mine. My fear is that the knife won't go far enough through their face the next time it happens. It's like, I already know I'm bigger than rape. I know I can get over rape. Like, I know that I am like, I exist outside of the things that have happened to me. And it's just like for your, like, but what about, is your biggest fear isn't your wife getting raped, your mom getting raped, your daughter getting raped? Your biggest fear is being falsely accused. So your biggest fear is a gossipy thing. And also, I've been to court. This dude's white. You're not going to fucking jail. I mean, maybe there's a chance you're going to jail. I've been to court. Nothing fucking happened. Okay. It's like, it's so hard to get actually punished for these things because it's so hard to prove. So for a woman to come forward, she gets her names dragged through the mud. I think instead of being like, we need to encourage women to speak up, I think we need to make it a more safe, comfortable place for women to come forward to. That's kind of like the bigger thing.
So the number one thing though is we're raising our sons wrong.
I would say
our sons are stupid and they're brutal. No, I'm very serious. I'm very serious that I think at this point, young men particularly don't know how to act. I know I didn't when I was younger, and neither did any of my friends. But for some reason, let's just...
And that could just be the taboo of sex in general is part of the problem.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that just as it is hard to explain to young men how to behave to young women because it's a conversation about sex, is the same reason that young women aren't given the tools and the protection that they need to know when they're being targeted.
Right, and it's so scary. I mean, it's to say no to someone is scary, too. I mean, it's like, it's very confronting, and it's not like, because it's not usually the end of the conversation. So then it's this whole thing, and it's so scary. Like, I think about how many times when I was younger, like, I really would just, like, have sex with someone just to not, like, to avoid the uncomfortable, and that's crazy.
Right.
It's crazy the fucking things that I, like, have been put through without my consent, and then also the things that I've consented to when it's not my natural, you know what I mean? And I would never... I feel like there's this argument where it's like, yeah, but then girls, they're embarrassed about the guy they slept with and then they falsely accuse them. I'm like, I've never met one of those girls. I've never met someone who was like, I would love the terrible, terrible attention that this gets me. But I can't speak for everyone, and I know there are experiences where people have been falsely accused, and I understand that is a fear that people have, but.
Well, look at our, like, maybe the most famous American book of all time. Mockingbird, right? To Kill a Mockingbird was that exact thing.
Yeah.
Breaking up the Chippewa.
You're losing me at books.
Okay.
I will be honest.
Well, it was,
I was busy getting jerked off in high school. I wasn't really reading books. So.
It was a white woman who accused the black man of raping her because she was
embarrassed of having had consensual sex with him.
And it was pretty much a given that this guy was going to be killed. if it wasn't for this one brave man who
Oh my God.
stood up and was a defense lawyer. And that's the book. I mean, that I can't think of a famous rape book that they gave us
Right.
when
Yeah.
we were kids, but that was the famous falsely accused rape book, and it may be the most famous book in American history.
Yeah.
It's got to be in the top 3 to 4.
Definitely. Yeah.
So, I mean, that
Wow,
is
I
kind
didn't
of
know that.
into our thing. And, you know, if you even watch all the movies that we watch out for those girls. They try to trap boys, blah, blah,
Always,
blah.
yeah.
Officer and a Gentleman was that way. So, yeah, that is in our thing. And by the way, to change this, it's such a slow process.
I think it has to start in education. I was just talking to a friend about this today. It's like consent, is not a blurry thing, but it is for some reason, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, it should just be taught younger. It's everything just seems so much about male pleasure. Everything is about men coming. It's like, you guys come very easily. It's not even a thing. It's like, but all this almost entitlement to coming, and it's like, or these animals or whatever. It's like, just like when you're when they're young, talk about consent and the idea of how nice it is to both want to do the thing. And why is it you think about this guy who I will not mention, who was in a whole rape, I can't say his name or whatever because he sues people, but who was in this whole rape scandal recently. And from what I understand, it was a situation where he was drugging. It was similar to the accusations against Cosby, where it was a drugging situation. There are men that really want things that the hot part is that it's not given to them.
Right.
I'm not saying that's all men. That's a specific type of rapist. And it's but what is the thing? Why is it this cat and mouse, ooh, hard to get? It's enough. I'm on the train coming up here. There's a man, first of all, topless. He's shirtless on the subway platform. I'm on the train. And there's a woman, a pretty woman on her phone. And he comes up shirtless already. Bro, she saw you from the corner of her eye. Okay. And she couldn't be burying her face in her phone more. And he holds his phone up with the number up. She's going to put the number in. And she's ignoring and ignoring. He's waving the thing in her face. She's ignoring him. She's going to look up and just place her number. And it's leave her alone. She has ignored you for 5 minutes. I guess it wasn't a train stop for that long, but it was just so funny. It's why do you want this thing? She doesn't want it.
Yeah.
Well, non-consensual is a genre of porn. You know what I mean? Non-consensual is a thing. And maybe that's because we were raised that way. You know what I mean?
There is something there, and also that has to do with the thing of women feeling like to want sex is to be bad.
Right. Yeah,
so
totally.
when you were saying when you deny a man sex that you've either been hanging out with, you're on a date with, you're whatever, you're best friends with, there's everything from the degree of will he kill me?
Yeah.
Will he punch me? Will he embarrass me in front of other people?
Will he talk shit on me?
Will he just not be my friend anymore? It's there's a whole spectrum of reasons that you go from either putting yourself in a dangerous situation, consenting, to just being I don't want to make this weird, and this could be not bad.
I just remember my joke, when I think I was my boyfriend, when I was 27, being I'm not ready. I'm only 27. I'm not ready. It's why do I always have to come up with a fucking excuse? I'm not ready. I'm too young. But it's it's just always trying to find an excuse. Even when guys would ask for my number, it was just so hard. Oh, I'm gay. I don't know. Get away from me.
Yeah.
It's just so hard to just be I'm not interested. It's such this huge, because you're scared of what they're going to do.
That's another one. People trying to get your number, giving you their number, and you're having to explain you're seeing someone,
right.
And then suddenly you're in a thing I'm so sorry. As though you're feeling bad for them. I've really put you out by standing here and making you think that I was single.
It's so funny too. I enjoy saying no now, and then you do get fucking bitch or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh wow, well, never mind. Come back. Let me give you my number. But it's just I think about when I was in high school, and I was a juvenile delinquent, and we were all bad kids and everything, so we were for sure more sexually active probably than regular kids, but I just remember guys just being, oh, you better suck my dick, or I'm going to tell everyone you're a cock tease. So it's either I'm a whore or a cock tease. It's it was literally so much pressure all the time, and it was all about what other people thought. And I didn't until I turned 30 stop giving a fuck. It took so long for me to realize my worth is outside of what men think of me, and what this social gossipy construct is, because it's, you can't control what other people say about you. They're going to say shit. Like, for instance, I love bringing this up. When I first went to Montreal Comedy Festival, when I got into the New Faces, my sexual history at that point had been I had quit drinking, was barely fucking anyone, had a boyfriend for a year who I couldn't even fuck him. I mean, I had so many traumatizing things happen to me growing up that it was like kind of had all come back when I quit drinking. So I was definitely not even out fucking. And my set wasn't about sex or anything. And I was working so hard, and I was very careful to not do anything that I didn't feel I earned. And so I get into the Unwrapped New Faces, and then 2 years later, I'm doing a roast battle with a friend of mine, and he makes some joke about how I fucked the booker to get into Montreal. And afterwards I'm like, there are so many terrible my personality, and I don't have tits. Like, there's so many things you can make fun of me for that are true. Why would you make that up? And he goes, oh, that's not true. Everyone has been saying that. So there was this rumor that I fucked the booker. I mean, I couldn't have worked. I was like crying blood at the end of the week. I was doing so many goddamn open mics. It was just like crazy. And also I did the Unwrapped, so that means they thought I fucked this guy to have to pay my own way and pay for my hotel. And like, it was just so like I couldn't, like, there have been heads of comedy, like, and huge networks that have been like, let's meet up and talk about a pilot we want to do with you. And then they've leaned in to kiss me, and I've been like, put my hands up into an X and been like, I've worked too hard for this. Like, if you know the powerful dicks I've dodged, it's like, for that to be a rumor is so infuriating. So it's like, then I look at it and I go, that's so funny. Like, I was so careful to not fuck anyone that was like more successful than me. Like, even if I liked them, if I liked someone who was a successful comedian, I would not have had sex with them because I did not want people to think that's how I got things. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, I turned down dicks I wanted so that they wouldn't say these things about me, but you have no control over what people say about you anyway. They're going to say the things anyway. So it's like, am I the fool for not even doing the things? And I'm not even against, look, if you want to fuck someone to get a TV show, go for it. But that ain't my role, but like, so you know what I mean? It's like, so I don't know. It's just to be like this. I just like getting older. It's just nice. It's just nice to like believe in yourself and to understand that you are like something that is outside of yourself. So when my guy friends are saying their biggest fear is being falsely accused of something, I'm like, that's a rumor. Like, you're worried about like, your biggest fear is that like your boys or like someone around you is going to think a thing of you, but like you don't believe that, like, because when everyone called me a liar when I went to court, and I was raped in college too, and I did not do anything about it because I was going to get dragged, and I had already been through that experience. So it's like, I'm not going to fucking do this again. I just kept trying to get him to apologize to my face, which he would not. But, so it's like, you're worried about what people are thinking. I've had people call me a liar when I'm not lying. So I know I can get past that. Like, you can get past false accusations, but also it's like my marriage. It's like, you're not even fucking, like, you're not even in the, like, that's not even in your life. Like, the chances of you getting accused of that are so small that that's your biggest fear. It's like, I would have rather you said heights or spiders, spiders, bugs. Like, what are we doing? And it's just like, it would just be nice. I saw someone posted a thing. Someone had graffitied on a bar wall and it said, protect drunk women. That makes me feel good. Protect drunk women. Don't tell women to stop drinking to protect themselves. Because I don't drink and I will never drink again. And it is because I can't trust people to not rape me. Not that I'm like, and I feel like there's going to be guys like, oh, get over yourself. No one wants to rape you. It's like, they do. I don't want to brag, but I've been diddled 3 times.
Andy Letterman's in studio. And he's performing at Crackers Comedy Club in Broad Ripple, Indianapolis, September 14th through the 17th. Go to crackerscomedy.com for tickets and on Instagram at Annie Letterman.
It's going to be so fun, guys.
Well, this is why Annie's great. She goes places that not everybody goes to, but there's no, like, even the real stuff that we're talking about when you're saying, like, teach kids. Who's going to teach them? The schools? The fucking schools can't even teach geography now. Yeah. Parents are so afraid to talk to kids about sex. This is literally a thing that's clogged up this society since Jump Street.
Yeah, I mean, my sex education, they were uncomfortable, like, just with discussing menstruation. Like, that alone was already, they were like, you know, just don't tell everyone when you have it.
Stuff's so funny.
Like, it was like, that was mostly, don't walk with your tampon out to the bathroom.
We used to pretend they were cigarettes. That's like what I would do with my mom, because I was like, I had to like overdo it, right? Because I was like, it was embarrassing. I remember dropping a maxi pad on the bus. And and the bus driver coming up to the girl next to me and being like, is this your pad? And her being like so mortified and me being so excited that he didn't realize it was mine. Why was it so embarrassing? It's so funny. It happens so much. It's like I fucking bled through so many umbros in my life. It's like I bled on couch. I mean, it's like humiliating, but then it's like, what are you going to do? It's like most of the population has this thing, this horrible leaking gash. our sinful slit.
But even though like we're not as much of a church society with sin, we're still in all those same places.
Yeah.
We haven't gotten out of it.
Yeah, it's weird. It's very interesting. And I also feel like what people are saying isn't necessarily what they think. Like so much of it is like, impressing your friends or like looking cool in front of your friends. Because even like if I ever bring up periods on stage, like, and guys are like, ooh, I'm like, you guys don't care. I've had sex with enough of you on it. Like, the same guys are like, ooh, are the ones like, we could put a towel down. Like, you're fine. It doesn't even bother you that much. It's like, who are you and ahhing to? It's like, who are you trying to impress? Like, we can't really care about that. Like, do you really care about it?
No, you're 100% correct. We're living a lie all the time when it comes to
We're trying to impress people.
Yeah.
Or something, or do something. And it's like, I talk on stage about, when guys talk shit on a women's vaginas, how much it annoys me, because it's just like, you don't care. It's just not real. And it's so like, there's this documentary that I saw once about, I don't remember what it was called, but it was talking about how in porn and in magazines, they find it to be too over the top to have like lips that are exposed, so they'll Photoshop them out, right? So if you think about it, these guys are growing up, these kids, they're stealing their dad's Playboys or whatever, and now they're online, so who knows what the fuck they're seeing. But it's like, so then you're used to like the closed vagina, right?
Yeah.
And then so like to your boys, the closed clamshell, which seems not as tasty, but whatever. And but then they're like, they don't want to like, they're like, ooh, what's this other kind that feels good and is like pretty awesome, but it's pretty much the great one, but whatever. And then how it's like, like I just, it's like you don't really hear the complaint, like you just don't really hear the complaints. It just seems like it's for each other. I feel like that with bigger women, like guys that are like, oh, fuck that. Like I like a girl with a thigh, like there can't be a real man who really likes, not that there's anything wrong with a thigh gap, but it's like, that doesn't seem fun to fuck.
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like it's like for show. It's like there's this showy part of it. Like I want to like show my guys or whatever.
But a lot of that I think is more women driven. How women look is more than men driven. Because we were talking about today.
Maybe thigh gap.
Thigh gap might be.
When you go out in the country, there's plenty of women that are much bigger than the guys that they're with. It's becoming a more common thing when you go around.
Right.
So I don't see guys being as turned off or body conscious.
Well, the other thing is too,
outright being called fat constantly at myself online.
Right.
But I notice I'm not self-deprecating anymore. And when I stop being self-deprecating, people don't do that. I think a lot of the trolls were kind of trying to bro down with me by making fun of me and also trying to impress each other. I never realized that. They're literally trying to get each other to like their comments.
Yeah.
Right. It's unbelievable.
Like points that mean nothing.
Yeah, it's like, what are you doing? Get out of here. I'm a blocker these days. I'm just like, if you say something that just annoys me, like, it's not even like, oh, you don't have a sense of humor. It's not that I don't have a sense of humor. It's like, you're not funny. And you have some weird freedom you think you have on my thread that you don't have. Bye.
But, to say what you were saying about, you see heavy set women and they're with guys. Like, we would have to do that because if America's getting fatter, like, we're still gonna want to fuck people.
Yes.
So, like, we're gonna just change our standards because everyone still wants to have sex.
But it's really weird. It's weird because, like, I have a friend who's a little bit bigger and she needed to get a dress and she's like, it's harder for me. She's like a size 12 or 14 or something. She's like, it's so much harder for me to find clothes. And it's like, that's crazy.
It's
because America is the average that size.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's not even like fashion. It's just such a weird, I don't know. Everything just seems, it's all showy. It's all it's like.
Yeah, we punish the majority of the people when it comes to fashion. The majority of people have the sizes that they don't carry.
Yeah, it's like celebrities. It's so funny.
I'm going to give you this though. Who runs fashion and who's so hard on women?
Gay men. I'm agreeing. No, we're agreeing.
Men.
Yeah. No, we're agreeing.
Gay men are the fucking worst to women than straight men have ever been. They fucking vicious.
They're mean to each other sometimes too. But I don't even know. Like, it's just, everything's so weird. It's nobody's just paying attention to their own shit.
Yeah,
no.
It's so weird. About gay men, is women and straight male friends that I have would never say anything, but like a gay friend would be like, "You're not wearing that, are you?"
I've had
that's mean.
Yeah.
That's literally. I'm here. I showed up at the party. This is what I'm wearing.
But also, there are I've had some really great, like rally gay friends where they're like, they get that you're going to have a better night if they pump your ass up. Right. And I've like looked back on tagged photos where I'm like, are you serious? Like that guy fucking told me I looked amazing. You look fucking gorgeous. You're the skinniest bitch around. Let's go dancing. I'm like dancing. These fucking cow pictures come up. I'm like, what the fuck? The worst pictures. I'm like, will you let me wear that?
By the way, the fashion industry, there's no part of it that's acceptable. Like where they make the clothes,
So
there's
silly.
children making it. Yeah. You know, there's some little kids
shitty across the
making
board.
this stuff.
But those kids are skinny because they're only making
they're
10
very
cents a
thin.
year.
Yeah, they're very thin.
They can wear their own clothes.
Yeah, it's such a silly thing. I've been watching like old seasons of Next Top Model. No, not Next Top Model. What's the one with the Project Runway? It's just so crazy. It's just not it's fun to watch, but it's just not my art, so I don't really care. But it is just, you know, to them it's just easier to make clothes on like flat boy skinny women.
Yeah.
Where I'm
Well,
like,
they're
okay.
like, oh, you're like a hanger. Cool.
Yeah.
This is perfect.
They're like the least, it's like cheaper for the fabric or something. They don't want to pay more money for the fabric. But it's all perpetuated from some small little thing. You know?
Right. Also, it's probably just more difficult to just like design for curve. I mean, curve is harder to design for.
Oh, is that right? So it'd be,
you know,
maybe there's more variety too
Yeah.
of the curve, you know. But it's just so funny that it's harder to get plus size clothes when everyone's plus size. It's crazy. So weird.
Chris, plug away.
Annie Letterman's in studio. Annie's performing at Crackers Comedy Club in Broad Ripple, Indianapolis. That's September 14th through the 17th. Go to crackerscomedy.com for tickets, on Instagram at Annie Letterman.
Yeah, and if it's not up, it will be up tonight or tomorrow.
And when are you going to be there? When's the date?
September 14th through the 17th, I believe.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
I never even heard of Broad Ripple.
I've never been there.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
It's Broad Ripple, Indianapolis.
Indianapolis,
So it's in
yeah.
Indianapolis, but in the Broad Ripple.
Yeah, broad
segment.
The Broad Ripple.
You said Broad Ripple.
Is it just
which is it, Chris?
It's Broad Ripple.
Women only, Broad Ripple.
All right, so I think we've kind of fixed society.
Yeah,
over
fixed
this.
it. I know. I'm so sorry. This was such a heavy one.
No, I love it.
This is fun though, and I love your fans and your listeners. And I'm not like, I hope I'm not out here man bashing or man hating. I'm literally having a discussion, and it's such an interesting time. It's so crazy how often this comes up.
Yeah.
I literally step into a club and it's like, rape's fake. And I'm like, what? I'm like, I just can't. I'm like the wrong girl.
I think, first of all, let me just say, I think this is the kind of shit all people should be talking about all the time. And if I said anything that made you uncomfortable, I'm sorry about that, because I think that you're great. And I always jump into, hey, let's fix it, which is also a thing that men do. Yeah. But maybe if people talk this way all the time, we would make some progress.
It's just about trying to understand each other's points of view and stuff. And I get it. I was talking to my dad about the biggest fear thing my friend said, and my dad's like, he's like, we're afraid of women. And like, there's like a fear of women, and there's a fear of like not being needed, or like you guys figuring out a way to have kids without us and all this stuff. And I'm like, yeah, all right then.
Well,
but which is true. But it's like, I don't understand. I think that women maybe are naturally more empathetic. I don't know why I said maybe. Women are naturally more empathetic, but so it's like, it's easier for us to maybe like sit in the shoes. But it's like, if we can just like have discussions with men, it's just, I look at my friends and I go, do you love me? Like, do you care about me? Are you going to listen to my story and hear what I'm telling you? Because I'll tell you point by point all the things that happened to me. And if you tell me that you think that my fears are different, you know what I mean? It's just,
I also think that there's something in men that's in our DNA that goes, here's what you should do. You know what I mean? Like, we feel like, particularly,
it's so weird, I know.
particularly in white men, I always say this, we really do feel like we should be in charge. I don't know why, but it's in, like, if there was a fire here,
I think it's because we are so obviously in charge. Like, so we obviously are like handling like all of the life.
Right. And we also vent, which is something I think that men don't do as much as. So then women, like I will say to, my boyfriend or a male friend, and I'll be like, oh my God, this is what's going on. And then they're like, well, what you should have done is this, this, and this. And you're like, oh, I wasn't asking about what I should do. I was just telling you how I feel about the situation. And I think like vice versa, a man comes to you and says something, and then a woman goes, oh my God, that sounds really hard. And they're like, hello, I need fucking help with this thing. You know what I mean? That's just two different ways of.
I hooked up with this dude. Okay, I had just gotten out of like a 3-year relationship. I was like, on fucking top of the world. Like I was like, felt so hot, so confident. My comedy was like so great. I was free. I hook up with this dude. It's like just a cum fest. It's like, so I'm just feeling so like great. And I just remember him being like, you should settle down. And I'm like, what? And be like, yeah, you're just not, this isn't going to last or whatever. And I'm like, I'm fucking perfect. I'm perfect. Why are you trying to fix something perfect? Like you came to me, you saw how fucking perfect I was. And you came to me and now you're like giving me notes on my perfection. And then of course when you say you're perfect, men really hate that. They don't like, so there's something in like, whenever, cause I've had such low self-esteem. I mean, I've always had a confidence about me. But I, also struggle with low self-esteem and low self-worth and stuff. And now I don't have it. Like, I'm just like, I feel great and awesome. And it's people, I don't know if they got used to me being that way or whatever, but when they hear me confident, it's like knocks. I was talking to a guy I was like, I just feel so great. My comedy's just feeling, I just feel so like myself. And he goes, you're going to need to be less yourself if you really want to succeed. I'm like, literally give me a breath in between, like telling you how good I feel. It's like so crazy.
One more thing before we wrap up, and I think this has something to do with men and women. I think about it all the time. One of the reasons that guys are intimidated, first grade, second grade, girls are the smart ones. Boys are the dumb ones.
We still are.
And then I don't know how you're not running the world. That's the thing.
When you see, even younger, like if you see like my niece was like 4 and my ex-boyfriend had a friend whose son was 4, and I literally thought the boy was autistic because he was just going like light, truck, street, and everyone was going, no, he's just a boy. And I'm like, my niece was emoting, she was singing every song from Frozen, like acting, feeling, loving, singing, like it's just so different. I don't know what knocks us down. But.
That's why boys love the movie Rudy. We just feel like we just keep trying. All right, we got to wrap this up. And thank you so much.
So fun. I love you guys. This is great.
I'm so glad
love
you
your
have that
listeners.
And Letterman's been in studio and he's performing at Crackers Comedy Club in Broad Ripple, Indianapolis, September 14th through the 17th. Go to crackerscomedy.com for tickets and follow her on Instagram at Annie Letterman.
We'll see you again in 1974.
Ladies and gentlemen, the evening is over. We hope you all enjoyed yourselves, and we'll see you all again in 1974. Good evening!